Hi, friends. And welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris here, yours truly.
I forgot your name.
That's Danny Marang right over there. The guy laughing at me, that's Danny Marang. I am Patrick Harris. Yes. That's Casey Smith over there.
I am 1080 the fan.
That is a famous Harris drop right there. Well, guess we're going. Guess we're off and running today. I don't know what it was. Like, you and I were just having a normal conversation, and then it was time to go, and then brain went zzz, zzz.
I love it when that happens.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. But we're here. Happy little Wednesday. Halfway home. As I always like to say, we're halfway home. You don't need, when you're here, your family, is that what they say at Olive Garden? Or is that Fast and Furious? I can't remember.
No, that's your family.
Family. Why did we just make Vin Diesel sound like Arnold? Family.
Because there's not an actual Vin Diesel sound.
No? I just love that Vin Diesel is actually like my size.
It's a mix of Arnold and Stallone.
It is.
Ooh, okay.
Yet he's supposed to speak perfect English.
Yeah, I don't.
Yet he's not foreign in any way.
Who was it? God, there was somebody who was on with Jason Statham, like doing a podcast or something like that.
Okay.
It was a comedian.
Godfrey.
Well, that's who it was. Yeah, and he does like the best Statham impersonation. Like if you close your eyes, you do not know that it's Statham, and Statham's sitting there like, "I heard you do a pretty good me," and he does it, and Statham's just sitting there like, "Yup,
that's pretty good.
That's me. That's me."
Jason Statham, also only 5'10".
Only.
I mean, you see him on TV, and you're like, that guy's like 6'4".
Well, no.
See the size of LeBron?
Well, it's like, they do the shoot from underneath.
Well, that's why when you see the scenes of him and The Rock, you don't really believe it.
No, it's shot from underneath.
According to Google, Vin Diesel's 6 foot. I take that back. For some reason, I thought he was a lot shorter.
Oh, I mean, it's like Tom Cruise. I mean, Cruise, everything.
Cruise is my height. Yeah, no, he's 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, he's short, and so everything is shot underneath.
But the XXX and was it the Chronicles of Riddick? Mm-hmm. That Vin Diesel,
he looks massive.
He's not a short guy.
No. Also, Chronicles of Riddick, all the Riddick movies. I don't think outside of Tombstone, I have watched anything more on TNT than that. I see it on like
The Mummy.
Click. You know what? You're right.
Because Brendan Fraser gets a lot of run.
Yeah.
I've only seen Pitch Black. I haven't seen the Chronicles.
All of them are good.
Yeah, I bet.
All of them are good.
Smoke the Chronic. What calls of Narnia? You remember that?
Yes. I was like, where are we going with this?
Didn't that get Chris Parnell fired off SNL?
Lazy Sunday.
I think it got him fired.
Did it really?
Yeah, they couldn't fire Andy Samberg because he was like the golden child at the time.
Well, yeah.
So I think they fired Chris Parnell.
They also got rid of Gillis before he ever really got going. I think they probably regret that one.
I'm not a Shane Gillis guy.
It's fine. I think he's fine without your attention.
I think he's doing just fine. You are correct. I really wish I could find somebody that could do an impression of my voice perfectly, because every time somebody goes, my name's Patrick, and it's like, that's not how I sound.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go, and it's like, no, dude, that's Mike Leach, not me.
No, that's pretty close.
Is it? Well, I feel like I got like some cadence in my voice. There's different tones and inflection.
I've never had anybody do me.
Yeah, I don't know.
My voice is higher, so
I try to do impressions sometimes. Some people I can hit, some people I can't.
It's super fun, like running into people in the wild who haven't seen me on the podcast or haven't seen me on TV. And it happened a lot early of like, you don't look anything like you sound.
I'm probably the same way.
We're inverse. Yeah.
I'm probably one of those people.
I got a lot of early on, like, I thought you were small. Like,
most people.
No, my voice is just higher.
If I didn't talk about it as much as I do, I think most people would think I'm 6 foot. 6'2".
Your voice is 6'2"?
Yeah.
There you go. I like that.
My bestie texted me this morning and said, happy birthday. I can't believe you're 41. You look like you're 42, but you still act like you're 22 and a half, so we'll take it.
There you go.
Like, okay.
You figured it out. I saw a birthday cake the other day that was like a little cartoon character. It had the number 30 on it. It was Sparta kicking the same cartoon character that was 29 off a cliff. And I was like, that's a fun little cake. I like that.
That works. See, like, for example, here on the YouTubes, Panda's telling me PJ Carlissimo can do a Harris. That guy is so much more raspy than I am.
Oh, PJ sounds like
PJ Carlissimo.
Yeah, I mean, like Latrell
throw it to
Sprewell.
Wemby down below, and he'll get the bucket.
I mean, Latrell Sprewell like choked the vocal cords. Like
PJ used to talk normally, and then Latrell ended his vocal career.
Did you see what Yusuf Nurkic said yesterday
It came across
about Melo?
It came across
I sent it to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I fully watched it.
But basically he said, Melo's, late to everything and shocking.
Shocking.
I'll tell you right now, there is nobody in the history of the NBA that has ever taken longer to get ready for a post-game press conference than Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah?
Hour and a half, 2 hours. Like,
is he just trying to wait you out?
Yes.
He'll just sit in the locker room and...
But no, we'll be there waiting for him.
But he'll meet KG right in the tunnel.
It's like, yeah.
Over a basketball game?
I'm taking KG in that one.
I'm taking KG in like 99% of the
I'm
fights.
gonna take Baltimore. Stand up.
You mean the guy that sucker punched Channing Frye and backpedaled? That guy? No, I don't think so. No, I'll take the big ticket in that. But
why would anybody wait? If Carmelo's going to make you wait for 2 hours, why would you wait? I would leave. Like, you don't deserve my time.
Well, no, it would always do that. It was just like, come on, man. He's
there is nothing Carmelo can say that will make me want to wait for 2 hours.
He's
for
a
him.
diva with that stuff. But more importantly, and that I loved out of it was Evan Turner quote tweeted it with something along the lines of like, when I was in Portland with Terry with Stotts, he was like, Terry Stotts would get mad if I was 44 minutes early and not 45 minutes early, and he would be like, "Come on, come on, ET, you're a good dude. You're
What are you, Carmelo?
Yeah, no, like you're making me be the bad guy here." And I'm like, that's like the perfect example of like what Evan Turner is and what Terry Stotts is. And I was
Terror
like,
Bear.
I love those guys so much. People that let's say Evan Turner sucked, I'm like, bro, do not be mad at Evan Turner for taking the bag that a GM gave him that he did not need to give him.
Without a doubt. Like, you can't get mad at Alan Crabb for taking the bag either.
Nope. Do not get mad at those guys.
AC Cool Breeze.
Do not get mad at those guys ever. Also, Evan's an awesome dude. Awesome dude.
Oh, I like him when he fills in on TV.
Oh, he's so
when
freaking
Lamar's
great,
not
man.
around and they got ET out there. I love him.
You when we were talking about managers yesterday who have stories? Evan has stories.
Oh, I bet he does.
And I love ET, man. ET is awesome. Anybody has anything sideways to say about ET, get on out of here.
Yeah, you can't blame people for taking the bag. Just like you can't blame SGA for falling down all the time. The refs got to call it.
You can.
No, the refs got to call it.
You can, because you can. You can. There's levels to
He
it.
only does it because he gets the call.
There's levels to it.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable.
There you go.
Somebody asked if ET lives in Portland. He doesn't anymore. He finally sold his house.
Okay. I remember that Alan Crabb deal. Everybody was like, what?
That was the same summer.
Come again?
That was Crabb, Turner, Harkless, Leonard. It was like, what was it?
Oh, yeah, Myers had the 4-year 45.
440.
440?
Him and Mo both got 440.
I mean, 10's not that bad.
Well, I mean, you can also remember it's that season because the cap spike. The Warriors got KD and Blazers said,
We'll take Myers, Leonard, Alan Crabb, and E.T.
and Mo Harkless.
And Mo Harkless.
Yeah, it was Crabb and E.T. both got 17 a year, if I remember right.
Well, I saw Mo Harkless's jerseys up in the rafters the other day at Moda Center, right? Didn't we retire Mo Harkless?
No.
Exactly.
No. God, no.
Right up there next to Caleb Love. Untradeable guys.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of him.
See, this is why I don't get into Reddit.
Cannot get rid of him.
The hard pass. I'm good.
Caleb Love is the future building blocks.
Yeah.
Put him next to Damian Lillard. That defense is on fire.
I'm good.
I like Caleb Love. Good little player.
Yeah, no.
Good little two-way player.
Did you see the clip of Damon Klingon working out?
I did see that.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Throwing hoops.
People are all
Pick and roll.
all excited about it.
Dude, a pick and roll with a lob to Klingon down low. I'm into that.
I've talked to Dame about this so many times.
That gets me 6 to midnight.
Dame, as great as he is, all-timer, top 75 player of all time, one of the worst lob passing guards ever. And I've asked him about it a bunch of times over the years, and he always comes back to, was like, I didn't play with guys growing up that I was throwing lobs to, man, so I never really had to.
If I ever meet Damian Lillard, I'm gonna be like, yo, dude, your lobs stink.
Like he's had to really, really, really work on it because
You could have been top 65 if you had lobs.
well, I mean, the flip side of it is the Blazers. I mean, Dame's not the worst lob passer I've ever seen. Like, but just like for how good he
Have
is.
you seen me lob pass? I'm sure I am not better.
The Blazers literally had the best lob passer in the history of the game, Andre Miller.
Oh, is he the best?
Yes. Andre Miller is the best lob passer. Have you ever heard?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard LaMarcus and Andre both? They think they both did All the Smoke at separate times. And LaMarcus, the way he tells the story, he's like LaMarcus Aldridge, because Andre Miller would always say everybody's whole name, and he would like LaMarcus Aldridge, just roll out of there, And he's like, what do you mean, man? Just roll out of there. He's like, oh, don't worry about it, it'll be there. And he goes, so I did it early on. I just posted up and rolled out.
Why does he sound like a cartoon character from the South?
That's what Andre Miller sounds like.
Really?
Andre sounds like that.
I just learned he went to Utah.
Oh yeah, no, Andre Miller.
Who was he throwing lobs to at Utah?
Anyone and everyone. that dude just gives lobs. They led the NBA in lobs. But it was 2 straight years. Andre and LaMarcus. But it was crazy. LaMarcus said like, so I just did it. I turned around. I got to the rim. That ball was right there. He goes, I was like, damn. And he goes, and I just knew. He goes, if I would lean on a guy waiting for the post entry and I'd seal, if I felt somebody on me, I would just roll out of there. And he goes, all I heard was LaMarcus Aldridge, here you go. Yeah, it was just
Sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, no, like if you ever hear Dre talk, it's so funny. It's like when you talk about, we talk about guys whose voice you don't expect. Andre has this super high voice. And it's so fun. The first time I ever heard him talk, because he's a quiet dude, I was just like, that voice does not match at all.
The Spurs could use Andre Miller. Oh, because if you just threw, all you gotta do, like, how are we not practicing this? Just throw the ball up; he's gonna get it.
I mean, if you don't get a body on that dude, but like, yeah, it was.
Steph Castle should spend the entire offseason just working on oops to win.
Well, I mean, he's had some absolute dimes to him, but yeah, like that's the kind of threat that you have with that, man. It's fun, but Dre's probably the one player in the NBA who's not like a no doubt dyed in the wool Hall of Famer, who I kind of got nervous talking to the first time. Because like when I was growing up playing basketball, like when I was a point guard, Andre Miller was the guy who I tried to play like, and so I always looked at him as like, that's how you play point guard. You don't need to be able to do all things. You just set the table. You were the guy that makes everybody better, and like there was just something about how he played that I was like, yeah, that's who I want to play.
I mean, even almost at 40 years old, he was still throwing lobs to Zach LaVine.
Yeah, he just.
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
I mean, in the pantheon of lob passers,
Future Blazer.
Andre Miller is the best lob passer of all time, followed by Chris Paul.
I always wanted to play like Jason Kidd.
Jay Crossover needs some more love in that conversation.
His were more flamboyant.
He threw one in between the legs
off the glass. Yeah,
in a game.
Yeah, no. Like, again.
In a game.
More flamboyant, definitely. But you're talking about, like, volume and accuracy. It's Dre and CP. Like, those guys were just
I always wanted to play
nuts.
like Jason Kidd. I always loved the way Rajon Rondo played point guard. He used to get into it with my buddy all the time. I'd be like, dude, Rajon Rondo's a top 3 point guard in the NBA. He was like, you are out of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul exists. And I was like, I'll take Rondo.
You're crazy.
That's what he used to tell me all the time.
Don't get me wrong. Rondo's criminally underrated. But, yeah.
There was also a time where I thought Phillip Rivers was the better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. And one season it was true, and it was like Rodgers' like first season starting.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, dang,
Yeah,
it's Rodgers.
Yeah. But Rivers, again, all-time great. He's up there.
I think they're mad at me that I said Zach LaVine is a future trailblazer.
Oh, yeah.
I think the world is mad at me for that.
That'll happen. Yeah, no. We're good.
I think we're good on the Zach LaVine thing.
Nah. I think the Blazers are probably looking more big wing and 4.
We missed out on Giannis, so we got Giannis at home. It's Zach LaVine and DeMontis Sabonis.
Yeah, no. The number of Blazers fans that are always like, you know what, I really like Sabonis on this team. I'm like, I love Sabonis. I don't want him here.
I like Sobs, but you know me. I'm a GU guy.
Yeah, I know. How's that Chet Holmgren treat you?
Stop, dude. It already hurts, man. I can't even back my guy, dude.
Yeah.
He's not invited to my cookout.
Wow.
That's not true. Chet can come over.
The no seasoning cookout?
We're gonna have a conversation though. Like Chet, you and I are gonna have to sit down. You know, I'll roll it. Like you can just chill. But we're going to have a conversation, buddy. It's the reality. I have no problem having hard conversations with people that I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why we never have hard conversations?
Because I don't care. Oakley Dokley, we got a great show for you all today. We will preview game 1 of the NBA Finals as that kicks off tonight. We'll do that in the Big Nooner. Taylor Twellman will join the show at 11 o'clock. We'll talk some USA men's national team going into the World Cup. But let's start in college football. The question, who done it? Who put their name on the paper? That's next. 105.1 The Fan.
The new You're welcome, USA.
1020 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326 is the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. You can also jump over on the YouTubes and say hello to us over there. We will spend some time in college football this hour. A new top 25 list is out, Danny. We'll also talk schedule. When the playoff starts and when it ends are in 2 different years.
There's also some mock drafts that I've seen with some interesting things in the NBA we can get to later this week.
NBA mock drafts? Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Let me write that down.
Intel's starting to circulate, and I'm hearing some things. We'll see how much of it's smoke and how much of it's real, but the thing that I told you about, I want to say February, about Cam Boozer being a guy that some teams like.
Dude, I'm all in on Cam.
Sounds like it might happen.
I'm gonna trade Shaden Sharp, Scoot Henderson, Jeremy Grant, Giannis, and 3 first-round picks for Cam Boozer. That's what I'm doing.
Good luck with that.
That's what I'm doing. Ross Dellinger got his hands on this list, and this is the Ted Cruz, Maria Cantwell Saving College Sports Act. Got a list of some names that signed off on it, and it is quite fascinating when you see some of these schools that they represent. It feels a little bit like, and this is a question I asked you, Danny, the other day. We were off air kind of talking about this. Is it one thing, it feels like it's one thing for a president or a chancellor of a school to sign off on this, but the ADs aren't necessarily putting their names on it.
Well, that's the interesting thing is there's so much that has come out about this bill, and now we've got the Big Ten and the SEC shockingly pushing back because, they did their due diligence on it and it sucks. Weird. But yeah, like when you talk about the political officials that are involved, who are they working with? Who are their lobbyists? It's not the people that have college sports in mind.
No, it's not at all.
No, so you've got to kind of consider that. But there was a letter that went out that had signatories from various ADs on it, and one AD, LSU's AD, Wade, is it Wade Rouse? Yeah, he was like, I did not authorize my signature to be put on said letter.
Go Tigers.
Which shouldn't be surprising considering we're hearing the Big Ten and the SEC are saying, wait a second, we don't like this.
And almost everybody on this list is Big 12.
Yes.
Big 12. I see some ACC in there as well. BYU, TCU, Syracuse, West V, Louisville, multiple Louisville. Ooh, I got the president of Washington State University on this list.
Oh, there you go.
Those congressional hearings are going on right now. Nick Saban is in favor of all this. He would like to say that he thinks college football is broken.
Well, yeah, Nick, you helped break it.
That's everything that goes through my brain is the exact same thing. Good call, Nick.
It's a problem now because I'm not involved.
Good call, Nick.
And again, I love Saban, but
And when I was involved, I was better than everybody, and none of you can ever be better than me, so I will do everything in my power to ensure that nobody is better than me. By the way, I would love to be the commissioner for the new college football situation.
I saw somebody say...
I think he'd be really good, honestly.
Yeah.
I do. I think Saban would be great.
I think he would, and he would in different facets, but... I saw somebody say something this morning. It was a lawyer. Was like, look, I'm not going to get into the politics of either side of this, but I don't know. Maybe putting people in charge, like over the top of this, who don't know college sports, who are also being lobbied to by the same people who broke college sports, is probably not the right idea to ask for them to fix college sports. The idea of like you're going to have athletic directors and chancellors and presidents who fundamentally screwed things up.
The calls are coming from the inside.
Yes, and then also going to the NCAA of like, whoa, no. No, it got broke because you screwed up. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but your commissioner of the Pac-12,
Teresa Gould.
Did you see what she said?
I did see this, but I don't remember.
She is in favor of a CBA.
Oh, that is true. She is in the favor of a CBA. There needs to be a CBA.
That needs to get done before any other rules are placed around it.
It really does. You know what I would like to slap the NCAA with? I would like to slap them with a violation of lack of institutional control. I would like to hit NCAA with their own verbiage.
With a lifetime ban?
Yes, you have
The
a
death penalty?
lifetime ban, the death penalty for lack of institutional control. You think SMU was bad? You think Reggie Bush was bad? Bro, you're done.
Honestly,
And you can't even go to a game.
take the NCAA executives to court, get discovery. I want to see their bank accounts.
Oh, that's... Oof.
That's
You're
what I
talking-
want to see.
Dude, this sounds like FIFA. You're talking like FIFA level of corruption.
Yeah. I want to see the bank accounts. I want to see where those things go. I want to see where the money went for 50 years. I want all the financial records. I want all of the audits. Oh, you don't like that? Go away. This whole idea of like what they can cap and what they can't. I keep hearing these universities like, well, we were getting away from amateur sports. It hasn't been amateur sports for 50 years. Shut up. Just because,
It probably hasn't been amateur sports since Lou Alcindor went to UCLA.
Yes, and it's like everything that comes along with that is like, well, it's getting to be too much financially. I'm like, no. You're just not making as much money anymore because you have to pay the market rate for guys.
Look, you guys made this out of control. You made this ridiculous amount of money be what it costs to do all this. Like Saban was talking about how in his first year of NIL it was like 2.5 for Alabama, and then it went to 5, and then it went to 7, then it went to 17, and now it's like 40 million. It's like, yeah, dude, you guys kind of did this to yourself.
Because you said, no, we want that player. We want to be able to have the same level of control that we had before. And don't get it twisted. The SEC was paying players more than any other conference.
Without a doubt. That's why they became the SEC. That's how they passed the Big Ten.
Yes.
In the mid-2000s.
And what has happened since then when the playing field has been leveled?
They've gone backwards.
Oh, weird. It's like, again, like what Casey was saying, the call was coming from inside the house, and the call was, we got that money, y'all.
And I think if you were smart in the SEC, you would puff your chest out that you have the best coaching staffs from top to bottom. That if it is an equal playing field, your more prominent coaches will do better and pass the Big Ten.
That doesn't matter.
Well, I don't think that's the truth either, but if I were them, that's the route I would go, because right now you just kind of look like sour grapes. On the student athlete becoming an employee in a CBA, I'm curious how many state-funded schools versus how many private schools say yes and no.
Well, there's not
Because state schools, they're already like, we're already a state school. Like, making these people employees, I would imagine, maybe easier? Or does that become tax dollars, so it's harder?
No. I don't think it's that hard at all, because I don't think they would become state employees.
They would just be university employees.
Not even that. I think they're NCAA employees, like almost contractors.
Because that's where things would get messy a little bit.
It depends on like how you would slice it up. And here's the thing:
Because like you can't like if UW is private and WSU is public, which they're not. But if they were, you can't convince voters and taxpayers that I am paying for Wazoo's football team.
But that's the thing is, I don't think they're going to be university or state employees. That's what I mean. I think it would go under a different umbrella. They would just like the company would be NCAA Football LLC. Like, you know what I mean? Like it
University of Oregon Football LLC
under the umbrella of whatever governing body goes into this. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And I think you got to build that governing body before you can do anything else, because that governing body has to happen.
And the thing is, like, well, what about the private schools? They don't have to disclose anything. You do have to disclose if you're going to partake in the collective.
Yeah.
bargaining.
You just
like,
make everyone disclose. Everyone's got to play by the same rules now, guys.
like whether you're SMU, Stanford, USC, Notre Dame, Duke, Tulane.
Now, I don't think you would have to have like a salary cap or a salary floor or anything.
There would be.
I think you just have to play by the same rules.
Well, that's what I mean. There would have to be something. There would have to be something in there.
A cap, at least. I don't know if you can force people to do a floor. I think you'll see football programs just close.
Well, no, I think that's the whole point. I mean, there's a floor right now.
Well, but the floor, but it's not a real floor.
But that's what I mean. If you want to pay to play, like that's already there. Like the whole idea of like you have to spend the $20 million. You know what I mean? Of like opting into that. That's already there.
Yeah.
So like, the thing about this is like you're getting these institutions, these universities and these leaders who they're getting pissed off because their piece of the pie is being cut. That's the problem. is they're looking at this as a revenue stream. They're like, well, we're not going to make as much revenue because we have to pay these guys. Like, that sounds like a you problem, dog. That sounds like something you need to figure out. This goes back to the MLB discussion we had about, don't be dumb.
I hate that argument from you.
That's the free market.
I know, but somebody's going to be dumb. Everybody's
Then let
gonna
them be dumb.
Oh, boy.
That's how companies succeed and fail. If you are good at what you do and you're not dumb, you are successful. Dumb company, fail. I have zero issues with it. Zero issues with it.
That dude from Aspiration's going to jail for a long time.
For 14 years.
Oof. 14 years in federal prison.
Look, man, defraud people, waste money, cost people jobs, go jail.
The Athletic put out a top 25 college football ranking for 26 after spring. We'll give that to you next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by A&E Plumbing, Heating, and Air, serving Portland, Southwest Washington, and the Gorge. Online at aneheatingandcooling.com. It's hard to stop a train. First on the Fan, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight as the New York Knicks will take on the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. Spurs come into tonight's contest as 4.5-point betting favorites and minus 185 series favorites, as you can catch all of tonight's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 4:30 p.m. Over to the NHL as the Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley's Cup Final as they defeated Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes 5-4. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. as Vegas and Carolina clash once again in Raleigh. Your Portland Fire fell to the Golden State Valkyries 95-77 last night. 5 Fire players finished the game in double figures, but it would not be enough as Kayla Thornton's 19 points and the perimeter shooting for the Valkyries lifted them to victory. The Fire are back in action on Friday as they host the Phoenix Mercury at 7 p.m. And finally, an NFL nugget for you if you missed it yesterday, as the Atlanta Falcons have extended wide receiver Drake London on a 4-year, $141 million deal. The deal is worth up to $150 million with incentives as London becomes the NFL's third highest paid receiver behind JSN and Jamar Chase. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe
Hanging out in college football here for a little bit. Taylor Twellman will join us at 11 o'clock. We'll talk some U.S. men's national team as the World Cup gets closer. A little bit of baseball there, web gems as well, but we'll do basketball coming up in the big nooner. Big game tonight, man. This game's going to set the tone for the whole series, and I worry it's not going to be fun, but we'll get to that in the big nooner. Look, we all love rankings, huh?
Who doesn't?
Talking about college football, getting us all real excited. I'm very excited for this college football season. I think it's pretty wide open. You know, I mean, there's definitely the haves and the have-nots. But as far as, I mean, there's probably 6, 7, 8 teams that could win it all this year.
Sure.
I think so, at least.
I can entertain that.
I can entertain that idea. We'll get to the schedule here in a moment. It's all gonna depend on how they play because, like, who's post, this is Stuart Mandel put this out for The Athletic. It's the post-spring top 25. So it's like things we learned from spring practices and the spring games. Do you care to guess who is number 1?
Give it to me.
It is Indiana Hoosiers.
Oh, no way.
Up from previously ranked at number 6. Now, the tricky thing Indiana is going to come across is the schedule is not very difficult. And so if they open the season at number 1, they will most likely finish number 1. Is that a fair thought to say?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you go undefeated, sure.
Let's see.
Well,
let me double check their schedule. Here.
There's been a correlation from where you start and where you finish. Like if it's narrative,
without a doubt,
it's like that. That's why everyone's like, oh, preseason polls don't matter because there are teams that fall. There are top 5 teams every single year that fall out completely outside of the top 25. It happens every single time.
Their 2 hardest games, they have a home. We'll take Ohio State at home.
Mm-hmm.
Your Trojans at home, on the road at Nebraska, Michigan, and Washington.
Yeah, they got the light side of it.
And they get North Texas, Howard, and Western Kentucky. Dude, I heard that Western Kentucky, by playing Indiana, and who else? They're playing one other big team as well. I can't remember who it is. It's going to make $4 million.
That's about $2 million a pop.
That's good money.
That's why you go do it. And they got a great baseball program, so they're thankful for that.
Your number 2 program, that would be...
We got 'em, boys.
That's your Oregon Ducks, Danny.
Not
Previously number 1. They fall at number 2. Your familiar faces are Dante Moore, Jordan Davison, Mateo Uiagalelei. Like how I fumbled over that. Amari Washington, Tatum Tuioti, Brandon Finney Jr. I like this Oregon team a lot, man.
You talk about schedules and lining up. The Ducks probably have one of the softest schedules in the Big Ten.
Yeah, how'd the Big Ten do that to themselves this year? Weird,
well, no,
huh?
It's cyclical.
Oh,
It's how it lines up. Like last year, Oregon had a tougher schedule.
Oregon did have a tough schedule last year. I thought they navigated it fairly well. Let's see. Looking at this Oregon schedule, you got the hot game at the beginning of the year against Boise State. You're on the road at OK State, which... Oklahoma State.
No.
Even with my North Texas guy there?
No. They're going to be better, but that's
what I mean. They're not going to be the worst team in Power 4.
The spread in that game is
21.5 point spread.
I was going to say 26.5. It's going to be massive.
They're on the road at your Trojans. On the road at Illinois. Host Michigan. On the road at Ohio State.
That's the tough one.
And they host Washington. Washington's going to have like 5 losses by then.
You hope.
Well, they're going to lose week 1, I'll tell you that. I'm going to die on that hill.
It's going to be a lonely hill.
Number 3, dude.
Hey, who's your quarterback?
Dude, Alex Brink. Dude, if they win that game, dude, it's over, dude. I will be so insanely insufferable.
That's what's going to make you insufferable?
Yes, without a doubt. Number 3 is the Ohio State University. Number 4 is Miami. Number 5 are your best friends, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Georgia at 6, Texas at 7, BYU at 8, Oklahoma at 9. I saw an interesting thing.
A lot of people like Venables this year, man.
I saw something that has their 2027 recruiting class as number 1.
Yeah, right now I think they're 1 right now. I think USC's 2 when I looked last.
I saw something like the Ducks were 10. I think SC was 9.
Oh, I haven't checked.
I mean, it all changes, fluctuates.
It's still super early.
But
it's A&M's 1, Oklahoma 2, Florida 3, Miami 4, Notre Dame 5.
Just seeing Oklahoma up there that high was kind of fascinating to me.
Yeah, your top 10, like I said, it was Notre Dame at 5, Clemson at 6, Dabo back, UCLA at 7.
Yeah, I saw that too.
They're doing really well.
Chesney?
USC at 8, Michigan 9, Ohio State 10. Oregon is listed at 12th.
Okay. Oklahoma, I mean, they're returning the quarterback. LSU at 10.
Maybe just think about that list right now when we're talking about like projecting out like and how these things are going.
Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and UCLA.
Well, no, Florida's 3, but like there's nobody in here who's a surprise outside of UCLA. Like Penn State's back on the horse. They're at 11. But here are the surprises: UCLA, Virginia Tech, Kentucky.
James Franklin. Ooh, Kentucky. Old Stein himself, huh? Mm-hmm. That Stein must have been a hell of a recruiter.
So, pretty interesting.
Let's see. Rounding out post 10, Ole Miss 11, SC 12, A&M 13, Tech 14, Washington 15. Does that say Washington State? They must have forgot the state at the end.
Yeah.
Missouri 16, Michigan 17, Houston 18, Bama 19, SMU 20. Ooh. Round out the 25, Penn State, South Carolina, Boise, Louisville, and Texas Christian University.
Bama at 19 is
dude.
Yikes. I fear for Kalen. I fear for him. DeBoer, I think is a hell of a coach.
Big game DeBoer?
Yeah, I don't. If they finish there, how many SEC teams do they have in front of them there?
Boop, boop, boop. Let me roll past that real quick. Let's see. Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
A&M, Ole Miss, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia. That's it. 7.
So they're 8th in the SEC?
8th in the SEC. This is their schedule real quick for funsies. East Carolina, then they go on the road week 2 to Kentucky, bro. Yep. They host Florida State and hope not to have a disaster repeat of last year. They get South Carolina at home. They're on the road at Mississippi State. They get Georgia at home. Then they go on the road to Tennessee. Then they host A&M.
Okay.
Then they go to Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Then they go to Vanderbilt, Chattanooga before the Iron Bowl.
I have them with 2 losses.
I know that schedule doesn't look as bad.
No, LSU's not gonna be that good.
I don't know about that. They have a quarterback.
Yeah, I know, but
and it's Lane.
Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're gonna be that good.
Georgia will beat them. I'll
Yeah.
bet you Texas A&M beats them.
Those are 2 losses that I had.
What if Florida State beat them again?
No, I mean it's college football. Anything can happen. But when you just rattled those off, I was like, that's probably 2 losses. Probably 10-2.
To the point of this, though, like Indiana can win a title. Oregon can win a title. Ohio State can win a title. Miami for sure. Notre Dame, if C.J. Carr takes those steps, yeah.
He looked really good at the end of the year.
Yeah, Georgia at 6. I believe that. Texas is going to get a lot of love at 7. They can win it. I mean, maybe it's when you get to BYU, Oklahoma, LSU. I don't know if those guys can win a natty. But, I mean, they all have returning quarterbacks.
Yeah.
BYU's got Bachmeier.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's got Mateer. And Sam Levitt, who's not returning for LSU, but he is really good.
I might be very high on South Carolina this year as well with Lenore Sellers and Dylan Stewart.
What's his name still in charge over there?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
He's lucky he didn't get fired last year.
It's always funny when the preseason polls and like predictions and stuff are coming out. Like, oh, that team's going to lose 2 games, and this team's going to lose 1 game. This team's like, but then you actually chart out their schedules and you start giving one team a win and one team a loss. That's also in that, and you're like, oh, that doesn't work that way. That actually is another loss here. That's another win here. You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to take a peek at who's the Florida this year of the SEC.
Who has the gauntlet?
Yeah.
I mean,
Florida
that schedule.
had no chance.
That schedule was disgusting.
They had no chance last year.
I mean, in the Big Ten, it's not Oregon. USC's schedule is manageable. Indiana's schedule is not that tough. So I would imagine Michigan or Ohio State or Penn State, one of those 3 teams got a rough one this year.
Has to be.
Because somebody has
Just
to.
inevitably.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, inevitably you got Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, Texas, and A&M.
And Ole Miss.
Yeah, and maybe you skipped Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Maybe it is Ole Miss.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Like, go through and look at that.
Just even with the conferences being that big, somebody's going to get hit with they have the Iowa, Oregon, Ohio State 3-game set on.
It's
on the road.
It's probably Michigan because Michigan said they play 5 of the preseason top 6 Big Ten teams, including a brutal late season road clashes against Oregon and Ohio State.
Yeah, there it is.
They've got Oregon and Ohio State on the road.
Who's this?
Michigan.
Oh, see you guys.
Yeah. So
It's too bad. I like Whittingham. R.I.P.
yeah, but also I would never count out a Whittingham team.
That's the truth. Let's take a peek at schedule. I'll also read some text comments as well. Next, that's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
Three 864-6326 is the Fan text line. If Bama doesn't make the playoff this year, is DeBoer out? I would think the answer would be yes, but didn't they just give him like a 7-year extension?
Yeah, he just got a big deal.
And he's got a huge buyout. Alabama is a very curious situation in how it feels like their fan base is very anti-Kalen DeBoer, and they are pushing all their chips in on DeBoer.
7-year, $87.5 million.
See, that's going all in. And I'm curious if I'm curious with some of these coaches that are being extended that sometimes you hear fan bases are like, no, we hate this guy. I wonder if Bama's looking around and going, something's going to change here in the future. And whatever, and if it does become an equal playing field, if Sankey doesn't get what he wants, we like our chances with DeBoer if the playing field's even.
Yeah, you can't be reactionary.
Right. Because I don't think Alabama's like the most cash-rich college football program.
No. Don't get me wrong; they generate revenue, but when you talk about Alabama, you're not sitting here talking about the Elon Musks of the world.
No,
like, they don't have they have a lot of donors. And don't get me wrong; they have high money donors, but if the Walmart family ever decides that they want to get in fully on Arkansas,
adios,
get out the way. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's like Bama's it's $10 million $5 donations. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those things. And again, I'm not saying that they don't have money. I'm just saying that they don't have.
But in comparisons to Indiana, Ohio State, Phil Knight.
Well, I mean, Ohio State and Michigan are the two large. Well, Ohio State, Michigan, and Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Those
baby.
are the three largest enrollments in alumni in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Arizona State might actually have the largest enrollment in the world when you factor in their online courses.
Just do the math, and eventually you're going to have big donors from those schools.
Well, not even then. If you just have a massive alumni pool, if you get the $5, $10, $20, $100 donations, stuff like that, that adds up, man. That's why having those massive alumni reaches are so huge.
Yeah.
Like USC, perfect example. They don't have a ton of people. Go down the list of people that are on the USC sidelines that are in movies and music who have a ton of money who want to donate because they want to be there. Like
George Lucas once sold his intellectual property for $2 billion, and he went to USC.
Yes, there's a pretty good film school there. And it's the same thing with Oregon. You've got Phil Knight. It's like you've got this one massive one, then you've got some lower level guys that have a ton of money, but after that, you don't have the massive alumni pool to work with, but they've got it set up to where their investment portfolio is probably the best in college sports. So there's different ways to skin that cat.
Who in the Pac-12 makes the top 25 in football rankings? Who's the first one? Well, that, my friends, it'll open the season with Boise State. They will want to put as much juice and eyeballs on that Boise State-Oregon game as possible. CBS is like, every single writer will vote for Boise State in the top 25, and if you don't, you're fired.
What are you the Indiana Fever?
Now, post that game, because I do think Oregon will beat them, post that game, that's a fascinating question. If Wazoo beats UW, it's us.
I don't think it is.
Because you don't think we'll win.
No, I just don't think it.
If UW is a top 15 school preseason,
you think UW's going to be top 15?
According to that Stuart Mandel thing, I think he had him at 16.
I'll see when that poll comes out.
I know, dude. I do not believe in the Huskies. I don't know what it'll be.
I don't believe Washington State's going to win.
I don't know what it will be. Boise State has Oregon to begin, and if they lose, which I expect them to do, they will have to win out to maybe make the college football playoff.
If your only loss is Oregon, they'll make it.
Okay.
They'll make it. Again, if that happened.
College football playoff first round on campus, the 4 games, just like last year. 1 on December 18th, 3 on the 19th. December 18th is probably the Friday. I don't think they liked having the Friday game last year, right? Didn't Oregon have the Friday game last year?
I can't remember.
Either way, quarterfinals, the Fiesta Bowl's on the 30th, and then you'll get the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, and the Peach Bowl on January 1st. Semifinals on the 14th at the Orange Bowl. 15th is the Sugar Bowl, and then the national championship is on January 25th in Vegas. Just 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl. No big deal.
That's too far away, man.
Dude, if you play
January 25th?
Dude, if you get like a bye, but you didn't win your conference playoff, dude, your conference championship game, or didn't even play in it, dude, you haven't played since Thanksgiving. And it's the 30th of December now.
Let's see. December 18th is the Friday.
I don't want the Friday game.
And then the 30th is obviously, day before New Year's Eve. That's a Wednesday. New Year's Eve is Thursday, and New Year's Day is Friday.
Oh, interesting. There's no New Year's Eve game.
No.
Let's bring in Taylor Twellman, talk a little U.S. men's national team as we lead up to the World Cup. Loaded hour number 2, 105.1 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight as the New York Knicks will take on the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. Spurs come into tonight's contest as 4.5-point betting favorites and minus 185 series favorites, as you can catch all of tonight's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 4:30 p.m. Over to the NHL as the Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final as they defeated Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes 5-4. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. as Vegas and Carolina clash once again in Raleigh. Your Portland Fire fell to the Golden State Valkyries 95-77 last night. 5 Fire players finished the game in double figures, but it would not be enough as Kayla Thornton's 19 points and a perimeter shooting from the Valkyries lifted them to victory. The Fire are back in action on Friday as they host the Phoenix Mercury at 7 p.m. And finally, an NFL nugget for you if you missed it yesterday is the Atlanta Falcons have extended wide receiver Drake London on a 4-year, $141 million deal. The deal is worth up to $150 million with incentives as London becomes the NFL's third highest paid receiver. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, some lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Marang. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. The firm of Harris and Marang. Not ambulance chasing, but plenty of rides in one.
From the hips down, man, it's...
All right, hour number deuce here. If you missed any of the first hour, you can download that, The Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed Dirt and Sprague this morning, you can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. Rewind, fast forward, except for Into the Future, for that would be impossible. A lot to get to this hour. We'll talk a little bit of baseball, web gems as well, but we are joined by Taylor Twellman, MLS, Apple TV, USA Soccer extraordinaire. And Taylor, thank you for joining us. I want to start real quick. Your work wife is Jake Zivin, who I do a show with once a week, and he is far too clean and polished for me. Do you have any dirt on him that I can throw in his face?
No. Fred Savage has carried himself in a very high light.
Did you just call him Fred Savage?
Yeah, tell me he's not the perfect stunt double for Fred Savage.
Oh, dude, you nailed it. That's
Didn't fall?
that
Inconceivable.
that is the dirt that I want right there. Oh my God, that's great. Taylor, let's get into this real quick. The World Cup's coming up. Team USA, probably a little self-imposed pressure this year, but definitely some of the most collection of talent we've seen in a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about Pochettino, the lineups, the roster, kind of the concerns in midfield. We just saw them defeat Senegal 3-2. I thought they played fairly well. That first half was nice. Talk to me about your thoughts of the roster and Poch and what's coming up.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I'll pick two angles I think that your listeners will appreciate because they're much more, I would say, informed and intelligent when it comes to the sport and understanding. So first and foremost, since the 1990 World Cup, I'll ask everyone a question. When was the last time we didn't know our number one goalkeeper going into a World Cup? And I'll answer that. We've never been there. Now, 2002, people will say Brad Friedel versus Casey Keller. Bruce Arena hadn't maybe publicly said it, but a lot of people, especially the players within that group, knew that Brad Friedel was going to be that guy, and yet we would all agree, well, if it was going to be Casey, you still were covered in that position. I didn't understand the Senegal the game regarding the goalkeeper part, because if Matt Freese, who's been your number one the entire, say, last 14 months, you play Matt Turner and then you play Chris Brady, I thought that was very interesting for me. That's one of the things that I don't think enough people are talking about. And to answer your own question, I know what you're going to ask me. I've said it now for almost 8 months, and I'll say it again. I would play Matt Turner because of the experience, but also the current form in MLS. Matt Turner's been better than Matt Freese. The second part is the March international window, you play four in the back. It doesn't go well. You then immediately name 10 defenders to your roster. 7 of those 10 can play center back. Now, Freeman's a good example. That's a right center back in a 3, all of that. But my point is you named 10 defenders. And what was very interesting to me when the roster came out is that says he's recognized that the way to do this is going to be with their defensive solidarity, with their defensive pressure, which I thought was really good against Senegal, but they were exposed in the back. So if Tim Ream, who hasn't been very good for Charlotte, is your captain, that basically tells everyone in the world that Tim Ream's going to be playing. You could argue the first goal that Senegal scored, Tim Ream wasn't quick enough to recover. He didn't step. And then the second goal, Miles Robinson gives the ball away inexplicably. So those are my biggest concerns. I love the way we looked against Senegal. I think Pepe is a very interesting player. I still can't believe he didn't go to the 22 World Cup, and yet here we are. But they've got Balogun. They look good. They look good going forward. I'm more worried about the defensive side of things because I just believed that the United States, in order to go to the quarterfinal, I'm not sure they're going to be able to win a game 4-3. So their goalkeeper and defenders are going to have to do something special.
Yeah, I'd like to stick with that for a second. You see the midfield on this team. Look, I've been a big fan of Sebastian Berhalter all season. I thought he's had a phenomenal MLS start to the season. And, everybody says he's the best contract on the books in that league. My concern is my favorite player personally on the team is Tyler Adams. When Tyler's healthy, he's my guy. My concern, and I'm curious your level as well, of him being maybe the only true defensive midfielder on that squad. If he gets hurt, which unfortunately happens to Tyler a lot, that raises a lot of concerns to me.
It does, absolutely. Now, I'm going to change the way you're looking at it because I think naturally you want to look at it and say defensive midfielder, he's the only one, which I agree with. I don't think there's any debate there. But if you're playing a 3-4-3, that becomes a double pivot. Now, I think your concern was my concern is if you want to play Tyler or a 6, whoever it is, as a single pivot behind 2 attacking midfielders, and that's more of a 3-5-2 look, well, that becomes exponentially a different conversation. Tyler Adams, in my opinion, and I've said this all along since the last 3 years, I think he's the most important player for the team. Because in order to high press, in order to be expansive, in order to be aggressive on the counter, that position has to put out so many fires. It's also why I said Johnny Cardoso in January was the biggest X factor, because I think if you get the Champions League Kurt Urso, he gives you another element to Tyler Adams. Well, you don't have that because of the injury and all that. So, yeah, Tyler Adams is a huge part of this. 2 yellow cards, he's out, an injury, he's out. But I look at this in the way the roster was. It's a little thing, guys, and I may lose some of your listeners, but the way it's listed, Weston McKennie's next to Tyler Adams, the way it's listed. And I tell you that because McKennie for Juventus is an attacking player. Mm-hmm. He's not listed as an attacking player on this roster. He is not. And so I think McKennie is viewed as a center midfielder, a double pivot kind of midfielder next to Tyler Adams potentially. And so it kind of takes away a little of my anxiety because of that. But make no mistake about it. If something happens to Tyler or he's suspended, then obviously my antenna goes up.
Taylor, I want to go with a little bit of a 30,000-foot view here as far as where U.S. soccer is at. And whether it's the World Cup or you're talking about Olympics, like the progression over cycles, I'm sitting here looking at this roster and I'm looking at the ages and I'm looking at the guys that are coming up on the young side. I'm looking at the guys on the older side and kind of comparing that across eras. When you look at where the U.S. is at in their cycle, where do you rank this? Is this progression for the U.S.? Is this a little bit, I don't want to say stale, but maybe a little bit static? When you look at where U.S. soccer is at and how they're progressing forward or not, where do you kind of slot this team into that?
It's a great question. And honestly, we don't have enough time to really dive into it. But on the same macro level that you're talking about, individually, there has been exponential progression. All right, So the fact that we're talking about Chelsea, Premier League players, AC Milan players that are playing for the United States national team, Fulham players, whatever, however you divulge it, right? That's way different. The way the foreign agent and scout looks at an American player is exponentially different. Collectively, I'm not sure we have. Mm-hmm. I'm not. And naturally, you would say, well, you failed to qualify for the 2018 World Cup, so Taylor, naturally you've progressed because look at where you are. Okay, fine. But when I was in the stadium and Tim Howard made 16 saves to set a World Cup record, the conversation that day was we just got out of the most difficult group at the World Cup, Ghana, Germany, Portugal. And then Belgium comes along, and they have 27 shots and all this. And yes, if Wondolowski or Clint Dempsey score, then the United States plays Argentina in the quarterfinal. I get all of that. But the conversation that day and for the next month was, well, how do we get better against the top 10 teams in the world? We don't have that conversation anymore. We're struggling to beat Panama in Copa America. So I do think there is a collective conversation that there's been stagnation regarding the U.S. men's national team collectively. But I can't be naive and I can't be dishonest to the listener and to the viewer individually. Well, that's not the case because my WhatsApp is constantly being asked about 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old players. I had a WhatsApp 3 days ago from a Premier League scout that believes Sebastian Berhalter can play in the Premier League. And so that wasn't happening 10 years ago. But to answer your question on a macro level, I think collectively there is a conversation that we haven't progressed at the level that we need to.
He's Taylor Twellman. And Taylor, I kind of want to ask something that follows up that. To give a little credit, MLS puts in, I believe it's 43 players into the World Cup, most they've ever done. Is that the progression that helps America? Is it the fact that guys are playing in different leagues and different styles? Is that hurting the collective? Because it's a lot different than when you were on the team. Heavy MLS on the team back in those days, and now everyone's all around the world. And we know Klinsmann in the past has said things about it. Arena said things about it. Poch has said, and so forth. Is it better if they're all playing domestically or in the same league, or is it better to have them all spread out?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a black and white answer. Remember, Italy won the World Cup in 2006. Every single player was playing in Serie A, if I'm not mistaken, correct? And then you look at what France and Argentina just did. Well, they're playing in how many different leagues? And so it's not a black and white answer. That I know. What I do know is you want your players playing at the highest level, but you also need, and this is where social media is completely idiotic and they've lost their brains when they try to have this conversation. It doesn't matter if you're sitting on the bench at the best club in the world and not playing any games. It does you no good. as I just said, the Serie A led Italian national team won the World Cup in 2006. They weren't playing in the top two leagues in the world. Hell, if I'm not mistaken, I think Serie A was the 4th-ranked league in the world then. So, but they were playing consistently, contributing, expected to be leaders. That's why the Anthony Robinson and the Christian Pulisic is a lot different than the Giovanni Reina. I don't care if Reina is playing with Real Madrid. If he's not playing any games, that's difficult. Sebastian Berhalter is a dog now because he's playing games regularly and expected to be that guy for Vancouver at the moment. So to answer your question, it's fantastic for the league that you've got 43 players represented in the World Cup, your most ever. It's the second highest of any league outside of the top 5 leagues in the world. That is awesome. That's great. But I raise one question to everybody. How many of those players are American? Because when this league was founded on 32 years ago, that's what MLS was founded on. When the World Cup was here in 1994, the World Cup led to MLS to give the American player a place to play. And some will argue, and I think I'm in this camp, that the more the American player is playing against higher quality in MLS and abroad, the American player is going to get better. I agree with that. But we don't want to lose sight of the American player when it comes to MLS, and this is a conversation that we have all within MLS circles, but how many American players play for Inter Miami? And so you see where I'm going. So that's where this becomes a very important conversation, but it is also not on Merrick Poulsen to worry about the American player either. So it's not a black and white answer. It's a conversation that needs to be had, but I think the American player is viewed at a higher level now because the growth of Major League Soccer has happened at a rate that kind of was faster and quicker than a lot of us thought. But now we got to ask the question, how does the U.S. men get better? And in order to do so, you've got to grow at a higher rate, a quicker rate than the rest of the world. And I'll put a bow on that conversation right here. Everyone expects the United States men to improve. That's great, awesome. But that means the rest of the world has to be stagnant. And if the rest of the world is still growing, well, guess what? You got to grow faster. You got to grow quicker in order to catch up. That's where the ultimate dilemma is, and that's why it's difficult.
I think you're spot on. I read today that Crystal Palace has more people at the World Cup than Liverpool and Real Madrid. Yes. Probably because their entire starting team is going because they play.
Yes. I mean, this is the first Spanish World Cup team in the history of Spain that does not have a player from Real Madrid.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Taylor, we'll get you out on this. I know you're a busy man. What are you doing for the World Cup? Where can we find your stuff?
What am I not doing? I am not. What I'm not doing is putting air in the car of Jake Ziven. So that's one thing I'm not doing. I'll be all over. I'll be doing the Today Show, ESPN, Yahoo, and I'll be doing some ambassador stuff for the city of Boston, city of Kansas City. I'm really looking forward to it.
Great, Taylor. We'll check out your stuff, and thank you so much. Have a great World Cup.
Thanks, guys, for having me.
Thanks, Taylor.
That's Taylor Twellman, MLS Apple TV. You can always catch him on the Sunday Night Showcase, Sunday Night Soccer with Jake Ziven, my work mistress.
I don't think
Fred
that was
Savage.
Fred Savage is great. I don't think that was grim, but I think that was about as accurate a telling as I've heard. And that's what I love about Taylor. He does not really hide how he feels about things.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and kind of react to that. Like, that's why Taylor's Taylor. Like, the guy...
He's respected because he's not going to say something he doesn't believe in.
And he cares.
Yeah.
He cares a lot. Let's do that next. 105.1 The Fan. Soccer tournament in the world is right around the corner. You can start the weekend early and join the firm of Harris and Marang on Friday, June 12th from 10 to 1 at Goal PDX. Catch the action on the big screens with a cup of your favorite beverage. An expanded viewing area at Goal PDX brings a block party feel throughout the entire tournament. You can join us and the fan at Goal PDX on Friday, June 10th from 10 to 1. Canada kicks it off with pool play at noon. Stick around the United States. We'll play at 5. The Global Games local party is presented by Cricket Wireless, the Grand Prix of Portland, and Milagro Tequila. I can't wait to get out to Goal. We just talked to Taylor Twellman about the United States. Some fun, real reactions. Something about Taylor is the guy has worked for everybody. Okay, he's been on ESPN, he's been on Fox, he works with Yahoo, he's MLS, golden boy over at MLS.
Been around for a long time.
I love when he talks about being an ambassador because Taylor is a great guy to be ambassador. He ruffles feathers. I have friends that I was texting with last night. I was like, oh, dude, I got Taylor Twellman on the show tomorrow. And they're like, oh, I love that dude. And other people are like, And it's because Taylor shoots from the hip, and he cares a lot.
He stands on it.
And I also think Taylor came from an age where it was very, very hard to make a USA team. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about this in the break. I don't want to speak for him, but it wouldn't shock me if it bothers him when he sees guys that don't want to play international duty unless it's getting ready for the World Cup. Because that guy, he worked his tail off to try to play for USA. Now, he had injuries that kind of prevented him. The concussion stuff kind of cut his career short. The dude cares. He cares a lot.
No, and having those guys be a part of it and kind of hold guys accountable is a good thing. We were talking about, like, you take a look at, like, England's national team, France's national team, Argentina's national team, Argentina's national team. The biggest stars in the sport are showing up for friendlies 2 years out. Mm-hmm. They're not just waiting for the World Cup. I mean, it mattered so much to Neymar that he wanted to strangle a referee because they screwed up getting his name on the card when he wasn't supposed to be subbed off the field.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate sometimes that it felt, Taylor brought up struggling against Panama in CONCACAF in the Gold Cup. And that's how you build the Gold Cup to be something as big as the Euros. Because when you are Kylian Mbappe, when you are Harry Kane, and you are Yamal for Spain, the Euros are every 2 years, so you're staying with your national team. You're playing with them a lot. This concept of thinking the Gold Cup is not worth my time. I want to use this time to rest. Look, if you are hurt, I get it.
Yeah.
If you were hurt, I get it. Tyler Adams, he unfortunately gets hurt.
Bubble wrap him.
I understand that. But if you're just like, I'm good.
Hey, when was the last time? How many Gold Cups have the U.S. won?
I actually don't know that question.
Well, I'm saying this, just asking it in the sense of, like, are they going in and winning every single one where that they can't get knocked off in that? The answer is no. The answer is no.
Gold Cup in 91, 02, 05, 07, 13, 17, and 21.
So there's gaps in
Mexico's
there, right?
got 10.
Yeah, so there's
big gaps in there.
So
look at that. 02, 05, 07, that's like heyday of USA soccer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and guess what? Guess who's showing up on those teams?
Everybody.
The dudes are showing up on those teams.
Everybody. I thought it was interesting that Taylor kind of took a shot at Gio Reyna there. He is a very polarizing player on this team. Talent for days, but he seems to be a mess in the locker room. And to Taylor's point, he doesn't play.
So you look at that and you kind of the reason I asked him that 30,000-foot question is like we grew up in the era of watching those guys.
Oh man, when USA beat Spain and Mexico and then lost, dude, that was amazing. The 2002 World Cup,
but like,
that was so fun.
But we grew up watching those teams and like the momentum that came out of that. And the last time it feels like the U.S. had momentum was the exact match that Taylor referenced. It's USA Belgium in Brazil when Tim Howard has the most unbelievable goalie display in the history of the sport.
And people ask, how does it get better? And it's like, okay, well, they don't make the World Cup, but then they do qualify and get out of group play. But what happened? They played the Dutch, and it was the same thing all over again, except for Tim Howard wasn't saving everything. They still lost. They were still outclassed, outpaced, out-talented, out-coached.
So what's the thing you hang your hat on? That's the thing. I'm looking at this squad right now and going into this group. They're ranked 22nd.
Roster-wise, yeah. Roster-wise, I don't know what their FIFA ranking is right now. But somebody did a list of like the quality rosters. They were 22.
Is 22 more than 16?
No.
It is. 22 is more than 16.
Yes. Sorry.
So if you're talking about roster quality, are you in the round of 16? The answer is no. Now, your group is favorable for you.
Group is super favorable. They should get out of the group, but that's what I really want to look at is what the possibilities are past that. FIFA has USA at 16.
So I mean, you're throwing darts at that point in time. You're 16 through 22. What day of the week is it? You know what I mean? When you're talking about the best 40 clubs in the world, or the best 40 rosters in the world.
And there is a little bit of, wiggle room here too. They have Mexico above, and I think USA is better than Mexico. Senegal at 14. USA just beat Senegal. It's a friendly. We'll see how that goes. Colombia at 13. Maybe. Italy didn't make the World Cup. Croatia at 11 is old. Germany's in a building year, but they are better than USA. Everybody above this, if they play anybody from 10 up, they will lose. It won't be close. Germany, Belgium, Morocco, the Dutch, Brazil, Portugal, England, Argentina, Spain, France.
Yeah, there is a clear divide if you want to use the college football analogy of the haves and the have-nots. There's other clubs or other countries that are there, like Mexico. They can certainly pop back in there. You know what I mean? Like any of the South American, Central American teams that kind of cycle through, they can be in there. The Chiles of the world, the Colombias of the world, you know what I mean? Like those. They can pop in. Now, the Argentinas and the Brazils, they're going to be there. But Paraguay, Uruguay, like they can pop in there, no problem. We've seen them cycle through there, The U.S. has yet to have a team that cycles in where you're like, no, they can stack up.
It was 2002 and 06.
You know what I mean?
The only team Italy didn't beat on their way to win that World Cup, as Taylor was talking, was a USA team that they beat 10-9 because Italy got super dirty in that game. And a phantom red card to Carlos Bocanegra.
So
phantom second yellow, I should say.
But yeah, but you understand what I'm saying. Like they have not progressed beyond that. And you go back at that Brazil team, the U.S. team in Brazil, is that you had arguably the best goalkeeper on the planet at that point in time. Like if you said Tim Howard was the best keeper on the world right then, you could stand on 10 toes and be like, he is that good.
Well, he showed you it too in that game. He proved it.
But you look up and down that roster, like he was talking about, Wando misses that header. And you're just like, how? Twice.
I'll never forgive Chris Wondolowski. Well, he drove me nuts in the MLS too.
But, I mean, like, if you're asking, is Wando a better player than Christian?
No.
No. But collectively.
Right. Is Wando a better player than McKinney? No.
No.
Gio might be a better player than Wando. I mean, Wando had a pretty nice touch.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
But the way that team came together.
And that's those Brian McBride, Landon Donovan, that's those teams.
Yes.
Those Claudio Reyna, Gio's dad, like Carlos Bocanegra, those teams were built together.
Yes, now that isn't the case.
It doesn't feel like it. A little bit of World Cup chatter for you. We'll keep talking about this as the tournament gets closer and closer. And a reminder, we'll be at Goal PDX on the 12th. I'm very excited for that. You should all join us. When we come back, a little bit of baseball chatter. We'll toss it over to Casey Smith over there. He's got sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight as the New York Knicks will take on the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. Spurs come into the contest as 4.5-point betting favorites and minus 185 series favorites. As you can catch all of tonight's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 4:30 p.m. Over to the NHL as the Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley's Cup Final as they defeated Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes 5-4. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. as Vegas and Carolina clash once again in Raleigh. Your Portland Fire fell to the Golden State Valkyries 95-77 last night. 5 Fire players finished the game in double figures, but it would not be enough as Kayla Thornton's 19 points and the perimeter shooting for the Valkyries lifted them to victory. The Fire are back in action on Friday as they will host the Phoenix Mercury at 7 p.m. And finally, an NFL nugget for you if you missed it yesterday is the Atlanta Falcons have extended wide receiver Drake London on a 4-year, $141 million deal. The deal is worth up to $150 million with incentives as London becomes the NFL's third highest paid wide receiver. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And
real quick, just to wrap up that conversation, I did a bracket predictor. If USA finishes first in their group, They will get a third-place team in the knockout stage, and they should win that game, and they will take on most likely Belgium in the round of 16.
Belgium's projected starting 11. It was like, yeah, that's...
Should the USA finish second, they will play another second-place team, which I believe will be the Islamic Republic of Iran. And if they win that game, they would get the winner of Argentina and Uruguay.
Oh, no! We suck again!
Now, anything can happen. I'm going to play this bracket predictor many, many times for funsies.
And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb.
But I'm
when
pretty
they get
sure
in
I
that
like-
round of 16, they ain't getting out of it.
I'm pretty sure I like that Belgium winning that group and Argentina winning their group. So.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Fascinating things going on in the National League. Danny, I don't know if you checked this out. There are like 6 guys that could win the Cy Young right now.
Pitching's been pretty good in the old National League.
It really has. Mason Miller's on this list as the best closer in baseball, though I'd argue Cade Smith.
Which one of those is on your fantasy roster?
Well, neither, actually, but Cade Smith's on my real roster. Chase Burns, that's in the Central. Chris Sale for the Atlanta Braves. Kyle Harrison, that's in the Central. Braxton Ashcraft, that's in the Central. Paul Skeens, that's in the Central. Shohei Ohtani doing Shohei things. Jacob Mizorowski, well, that's in the Central as well. Christopher Sanchez out in the East. The Brewers have 3 guys on this list.
Shocking. No way. The Brewers have
Dude.
a bunch of young, up-and-coming stud pitchers.
Just don't know how they do it every time.
It's weird how that just continues to happen over and over and over again over the last 20 years. I mean, it's not surprising.
Sorry, Braxton Ashcroft plays for the Pirates. My apologies on that.
Yeah, Miz, though, is he pretty good?
He is very, very good. It doesn't make any sense to me, really, because he's got a little, like, Lincecum vibe to him. Like, you look 12 years old. You look like you weigh 130 pounds.
But you throw 104.
He throws gas.
1.65 ERA, 6-2, 108 strikeouts, and 71 innings pitched.
Have you seen his last 40 innings? It's like 39 and a third. He's got like a .63 ERA. I think it was something like 45 strikeouts to 4 walks or something. I think it was a 10+ K to walk rate. And it was his numbers were disgusting.
He is looking to become the first starter since Randy Johnson to have a K percentage above 80 since somebody named Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Who I think was in the middle of his, like, 3rd Cy Young in a row.
Miz, to be honest, that he dominates like Randy. Just pure, unadulterated, overpowering filth.
It's gas.
When you watch guys face him for the first time, have you seen like the like pitching ninja like reaction stuff like that? There's the number of like young guys that are seeing him for the first time, and even old guys. He hits like 102 on the gun with run, and you just see them mouth, "What the?" And the look. This is the baseball equivalent to like when you play Wemby the first time. You're a professional who's done this a long time. You're the top of your craft. You're very good at what you do, and you're seeing something you've never seen before. And you're just sitting there going, number one, did that really just say 103 on the gun? Number two, why did it move like that?
That's not really fair.
It's like, what? It's like nothing he throws is straight. It's like, how do you throw that hard and make it move? I don't understand it. The physics don't make sense to me.
It's going to be interesting. You know who really wants this National League Cy Young? You know who really wants to win it out of all these guys? It's Shohei. He wants it. He wants the Cy Young.
Throw it up on the mantle.
Well, having a Cy Young next to an MVP.
Having an ERA under 1 through more than 50 innings pitched.
Mm-hmm. The problem that Shohei's going to run into is they run basically a 6-man rotation, and he won't have enough innings. He just won't. They want to make sure that arm's in a good spot for October.
Yeah, I still think he's going to get the necessary innings.
I just hope that he doesn't get the votes because his name is Shohei Ohtani.
He has 16 less innings than Mizorowski and 3 less games started than Miz.
See, and we're only in June. I think that gap will get big. If Miz throws over 200 innings, dude, it's his.
Well, if he keeps doing this, yeah. But
Paul Skeen's having kind of a rough season.
Kim Shohei just came off of an injury.
Yeah.
A Tommy John.
Let's not forget.
Yeah, no, it turns out he's very good at both. He's very good at both.
I like old man Chris Sale on this list right now.
Hey, coming back.
Chris Sale is sneakily getting into my maybe should be a Hall of Famer vote.
We're entering the era, right, where the Hall of Fame is going to adjust finally. Mm-hmm. It's no longer 300 wins.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? Like it's like,
dude, Jacob deGrom is one of the most dominant pitchers I've ever seen in my life, and he has 100 wins.
I know, but like, where does the threshold go to? Because it used to be if you didn't have 300, you didn't get in. You know what I mean? Like it was just a non-starter. Now, because we've gone through a cycle of like a decade now of guys just not throwing innings anymore, guys not getting complete games. That at some point in time it has to change. In baseball, they have the strictest requirements. If you don't meet milestones, you don't meet milestones. But like it's just changed.
Zach on the YouTube pointing out that the fastest pitches in MLB history are Mizorowski 14 times, and then Jordan Hicks has the 15. Mm-hmm. Similarity scores. If you're talking about Chris Sale and what he's trying to put up, these are the pitchers. Boy, this ain't going to do it. That the Baseball Reference has him as a similarity. Johan Santana, Garrett Cole, David Price, Cliff Lee, Roy Oswalt, Jared Weaver, Lance Lynn, Sandy Koufax.
That's great company to be in.
All those guys are in the Hall of Very Good minus Sandy Koufax.
Yeah. That's the Hall of Great.
Look, I love Cliff Lee. I think Cliff Lee is awesome. David Price was really good.
Cliff Lee, David Price.
Garrett Cole is really good.
Garrett Cole.
Cliff Lee and Roy Oswalt, probably the most underrated pitchers of my generation.
Dude, Cliff Lee was so good.
But here's the thing about all these guys. Like Jared Weaver especially is another one of those guys. They had a 2 or 3 year run where they were unfreaking believable.
The best pitcher in baseball.
But they didn't have the longevity of being a top 5, top 8 guy for a
Cliff Lee
decade.
got optioned around from place to place after he left Philly.
Jared Weaver in with the Angels was just pure filth.
I'm gonna throw this at you real quick with Chris Sale. Mm-hmm. In 2012, he finished 6th in the Cy Young. Mm-hmm. After that, it's 6th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 2nd, 4th. Injury, COVID, looks to be done. Wins the Cy Young in 24.
How many total wins does he have?
That's the thing. He played for some Buns teams.
Played for some super Buns teams, dude. I hate the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
153.
That's close.
Even Max Scherzer has 220.
He's got a 2.98 ERA, bro.
Even Max Scherzer.
He's got 2,600 strikeouts.
If he hits 3...
He gets 3K, he'll go in. He'll go in at 3K.
Yeah.
Dude, Chris Sale's such a tough guy for me to root for.
Just because he's a White Sox?
White Sox and a Red Sox. Like, dude, I can't stand that guy.
Patrick Harris doesn't like socks.
Doesn't like socks. I'm not wearing socks right now.
You flip-flopping?
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, okay. Thought it might be
dogs out.
Thought it might be a little chilly for the dogs.
Got the dogs out. No, I wore a long sleeve today because I needed it.
Yeah, long sleeve with flip-flops.
Don't be jealous, dude, because I make this look good.
That's not what it is.
The 12th annual Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota is sold out. Foursomes in this year's tournament at Langdon Farms Golf Club win in record time. If you missed this year's event, be sure to jump on it early next year. A special thank you to all our friends that made this year's tournament possible. Matt's Barbecue, which is feeding golfers post-round. The host of the infamous Sixth Hole, that's Angels Envy Bourbon, where we're going to be posted up all day. The Fan Golf Classic, presented by Toyota, is also brought to you by Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson & Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Nobel Tequila, Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Ilegal Mezcal, Pub Beer, Cheap Fun, and Window Nation. We're looking forward to see y'all on June 23rd.
You can put it on the board.
What's really funny is that's Hawk Harrelson for the White Sox.
Yep. I mean, Hawk's great. You kidding me? What's unfortunate about that drop is it doesn't have the
Well, it's because when the drop was created, Mike Lynch sat in that chair during the hot corner, and he would always do it.
You got to get the at the end.
He personally would always do it.
I know, but you got to get the
We'll have to recut one up.
It's money. We won't have time for this, but it's kind of funny because we talked about something along these lines as far as jersey numbers.
Okay.
Jared Verse was asked at his opening press conference with the Browns if he'll offer to pay Dylan Gabriel for number 8. I don't think I'll have to pay for it. I should have it soon enough.
Wow, did he just...
Bro!
Did he just say the thing out loud that Dylan Gabriel's probably going to get cut?
Because Jared Verse is at OTAs wearing number 8.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
How does that work? Gabriel was there first, bro. You guys got to have a conversation.
No, you don't.
The GM just walks up and he says, oh, man, Did
Not if
Gabriel?
he doesn't make the 53.
I don't think he's going to make the 53. Did Gabriel wear 8 in college?
Yeah.
I believe he wore 8 at Oregon.
Right? Yeah, he wore 8, right?
I'm just checking. I don't know. I'm just double checking. I want to make sure we got all the numbers. Yep, he's 8 at Oklahoma. I would assume he's 8 at Oregon too.
No.
Number 8 at Oregon.
I don't know why it didn't stick in my head, but yeah.
Dude, the lefty
Jared
and
Verse does have that big old Ocho chain.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it that
you
he,
also
that
just
he
traded
lost the bet to? Oh. Was it Jordan Davis?
I can't remember. No, not Davis. Is it?
that's why I was curious if he wore 8 at
Jalen Carter.
Carter, there you go.
That's why I was curious if he wore 8 at Oregon, because I keep looking at these pictures of like game pictures of Dylan Gabriel, and I'm like, dude, Mariota looking classy in this.
Yeah, well,
Then I just got reminded that Gabriel asked Mariota for 8.
Hawaiian quarterbacks.
Dude, if I'm Mariota, dude, that 8, no one ever wearing that again.
Yeah, there's
I know Marcus is a good guy,
Yeah.
but if I'm Marcus, dude, ain't nobody wearing my 8. I want a Heisman.
Well,
I'm the only Heisman winner at Oregon.
but it's also it's another.
Put my jersey in the rafter.
It's a fellow Hawaiian. I mean, they did.
But like nobody can wear it.
Yeah.
Nobody.
It's like at USC. Guys are like, well, I want to wear 5s. No,
You ain't wearing 11, bro.
no, you're not wearing 11 either.
Yeah, you're not wearing 3.
No.
Right? Carson's 3? Yeah, you're not. Sorry, dude.
Or 32.
Or 55.
Well, no, 55 does get
55 's
handed
given.
out.
Oh,
but
because 55
it's
is
earned.
like, yes, that's
It's
the earned one.
That's the say-out number. There's not always a 55 on the field.
You got to deserve that.
Yup.
All right, we come back. Web Gems, everybody's favorite. 105.1 The Fan. All right, this is Web Gems, everybody's favorite. We do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up in the Big Nooner, let's get to the NBA Finals. As Game 1 is tonight between the San Antonio Spurs as they host the New York Knickerbockers. It's always fun to say the New York Knickerbockers. Feels like you're saying something dirty.
Well, be careful now.
The Knickerbockers.
Be careful now.
Oh, no, I was thinking like knickers, like underwear. You're terrible.
I'm terrible. Casey's not alongside me.
Oh, don't do it.
He's a biracial angel.
See?
Web Gems is brought to you by, dude, a lot of people have been dying this week on this show. Web Gems is brought to you by R.I.P. Caleb Williams, as he is on the cover of Madden 26. And USC and Bears fans around the world all collectively groan.
It's one of those things you're just like,
Gun down in his prime, dude. Caleb was ready to have a big season this year. It's over now.
The Madden curse has kind of fallen off, hasn't it?
No.
I was hoping.
I'm just going to Google the Madden curse.
No, it's very real.
Madden curse history.
Was McCaffrey on the last cover? So that's.
I
I guess he kind of broke it.
Yeah.
It goes through.
Saquon was on the cover last year.
Oh, God. It's alive and well.
Christian McCaffrey was the year before, but had an Achilles and calf issues.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, Who? Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, Odell Beckham Jr. had the on-field meltdown during the playoffs.
That was when he was getting into it with the kicking field goal, the kicking net.
Oh, yeah. God, I forgot about that.
Adrian Peterson, who came off a torn ACL, he only played one game that year due to off-field legal issues.
Yeah.
I believe switches might have been involved in that.
That was Madden 25?
Madden 25. The famous Peyton Hillis.
Yeah.
Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitz. Fitz had a good year. Polamalu tore his MCL.
Yep.
That's the nicest guy cover of Madden in the history of
That's the truth.
of the game. With the exception of maybe John Madden himself on the cover.
Brett Favre got it when he unretired to play for the Jets. I think that writes itself. Sean Alexander never rushed for 1,000 yards again.
We're also missing Drew Brees when he got hurt playing for the Saints.
My guy's cooked.
Donovan McNabb missed 7 games with a hernia and a public feud with receiver Terrell Owens.
That's a weird revisionist history one where you go back and Terrell Owens was the bad guy then. Now everybody looks at it like, T.O. was right.
I think T.O. was right, man.
T.O. was right.
I think he was. Ray Lewis in Madden 2005 broke his wrist, only missed his first career Pro Bowl.
May or may not have killed a man.
Michael Vick broke his leg, missed the first 11 games, and then his career was later derailed due to off-field issues. I don't remember that one. Marshall Faulk broke an ankle. Dante Culpepper fumbled 16 times and threw 13 picks in his cover year.
29 turnovers is a rough season.
Was that with Detroit, Minnesota, or Miami?
I think it's Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's got to be Minnesota.
He did have.
It's probably the year after him and Moss.
He
Yeah,
did
probably
have
the Randy
one. He did have one absolutely bonkers year. That's
Because it was Randy and Chris Carter.
meltdown.
Eddie George had 1,500 yards when he was on the cover in 2001, but he fumbled in a playoff game.
Oh, all right.
Wasn't that the Ray Lewis?
I believe
playoff
so.
game?
I believe so.
That was a great matchup.
Garrison Hurst, Madden 99, broke his ankle in the playoffs. Kept him out of football for 2 years.
God, 99.
I feel like there's a few that we're missing as well.
Players who beat the curse. Mahomes won the Super Bowl in his first cover season. That's Madden 20. Brady in 18. Lamar in 21 avoided major incidents.
I love that it's avoiding.
Avoided major incidents, but didn't he lose to the Tennessee Titans in the AFC Championship?
He
that
might
year?
have. He might have.
Or sorry, in the divisional?
In the divisional round. Calvin Johnson is the famous shattered the curse. He set the single-season wide receiver record when he was on the cover. Weird. Megatron, the one guy to bail us out here.
1,900 yards.
1964. That's a lot, dude. I do have a little bit of issues with this cover for those of you that have not seen it. Caleb Williams is in his like jump pose. I don't know, man, dude. He looks like a cheerleader jumping on a trampoline.
Well, I mean, have you seen the NCAA football cover?
The one with Dante?
One with Sig. Yeah, well, I mean, Dante's behind Sig. It looks like a Little Giants reboot. It's very cartoony.
Well, I think Sig is on the. I think he's on like the deluxe edition.
Whatever it is. It looks like a poster for a Little Giants movie. Tell me I'm wrong.
I haven't found it yet.
It's hilarious. It's like a top-down kind of angled view with like Sig looking up through his eyebrows.
Oh, now I see it. Okay, there's Malachi Tony. Is that Trinidad Chambliss? No, it's Lacey. Kayvon Lacey, is that his name, right? And there's Dante. Ooh, I like the Dante one.
It's time to nut up or shut up.
Homer alert.
I would say, yeah.
The SIG one is weird, dude. It looks super like
Disney.
AI Disney.
It looks Disney.
There's Dante. Hey, there's Mayava in the background.
But it looks
really weird.
It looks like a Disney photo.
He does kind of look like Rick Moranis.
Right? Tell me it doesn't look like it's like Bad News Bears, Little Giants, like, you know what I mean? Like it looks like a Disney poster from like the 90s.
Honey, I Shrunk the Team.
Wow.
You can put it on the
Yeah, it's just something about that. When I saw it, I was like, "What's going on here?" It's weird.
This is my dream as a kid to be on the cover of Madden. Yeah, I know. It was my dream to break my leg in week 3, too, bro. Good luck.
Oh, God, you really do hate Caleb.
I don't know what it is, man. I hope he has a great year this year.
No, you don't.
If he has a great year this year, then I will change my tune.
You said you were going to change his tune after one game. Then it was, I need to see it again. Then I need to see it again. Then it was, I need to see it again.
Dude, I swear, if you guys rip on me like 7 or 8 more times, I'm out of here. Shut up, Squeak. Go be a little bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a big year for Caleb.
Oh, it is.
I think it's a
for the
huge year
Bears,
for
too.
Caleb. Is Caleb probably going to be one of the most under pressure quarterbacks this year?
Different kind, but yes.
Different kinds,
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, Lamar, Josh, Patrick are all going to have
honestly,
to play.
I think that class, Caleb, May, and Jaden, I think are all going like.
Bo?
Are you going to be I don't think Bo's looked at in that sense because of the.
Bo's roster is really good.
That's what I mean. Like
they should be penciled into the AFC
They
Championship.
only got better, too.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that pressure, like the 3 quarterbacks that I just named in Drake May, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels. When you talk about those 3 teams, who's the first name that comes
That's
up?
the guy. That's
when
a
you
fair
talk
point.
about the Denver Broncos, who's the first name that comes up? It's not Bo.
It's not Bo.
It's not a shot at him.
No, that's a benefit to Bo, and it's why that team is so
That's what
good.
I mean. I think the pressure on those top 3 guys, I think, because we've talked about who's going to be next up, and it's like, well, what about this guy? Well, what about this guy? Well, what? And it's just the guys just haven't really done it. Where I think those 3 guys, they have to an extent done it. Jaden Daniels.
It's a great point. Can Caleb Williams take the next step? Can Jaden Daniels stay healthy? Can Drake May repeat the success from last year?
So you've got Super Bowl, NFC Championship, and those 3 guys.
Yeah.
They've been there.
Yes. Caleb's been to an NFC Championship. Jaden's been to an NFC Championship. Drake May's been to a Super Bowl.
And Bo Nix would have been to an
AFC Championship.
So, again, we're talking about that class.
We're going to pass on 9. We're going to pass on 9. But, hey, there's another quarterback in that draft class that's got huge pressure because all those other guys – well, again, we're not talking JJ. All those other guys are going to start. I don't know if Michael Penix starts. He might lose that job to Tua.
Because of injury. But, yes.
Fact remains,
I know what you mean.
Different pressure. He's got different pressure on him than Caleb Williams does.
I think those 3 guys, though. I think Caleb, Jaden, and Drake have are you actually that?
And I think Caleb might be the number 1. Jaden dealt with injuries. They're going to give him a pass on that.
For sure.
Drake May was in the Super Bowl. They're going to give him a pass on that. Caleb's going to take the heat. Heisman Trophy, number 1 in Chicago, comes with the territory.
Well, I agree. Yeah, but I don't think he's necessarily the guy in the NFL in the sense of like he's going to have the most. Does that make sense?
Sure. R.I.P. Caleb Williams. Gunned down in his prime.
Madden curse.
Let's get into this. All right, game 1 of the NBA Finals begins tonight. Can the Knicks stop Wembanyama? We'll go there next. Loaded hour number 3. 105.1 The Fan and The Fan Sports Network.
This is the International Soccer Report, brought to you by Gold PDX on the corner of Southeast Hawthorne and 18th Avenue. Food, spirits, football.
Ware's ball towards McKennie. Ware continuing the run down the right side. Options in the middle. Balogun is one of them. It's Balogun! Balogun gets his goal! And the United States are back in.
That's Balogun. You heard that on TNT. He scored a goal as the United States defeated Senegal the other day 3-2, and you heard Taylor earlier. They looked pretty good. That front attack could be really, really fun. What does that back line look like? They'll take on an international friendly here in a couple days this weekend as well. The International Soccer Report brought to you by Gold PDX. Join us on Friday, June 12th at Gold PDX as the firm will be broadcasting live when the Global Games' biggest tournament kicks off. Gold PDX, food, spirits, and football.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you get the most of what you want.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight as the New York Knicks will take on the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. Spurs come into tonight's contest as 4.5-point betting favorites and a -185 series favorite. You can catch all of tonight's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 4:30. Over to the NHL as the Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley's Cup Final as they defeated Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes 5-4. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. as Vegas and Carolina clash once again in Raleigh. Your Portland Fire fell to the Golden State Valkyries 95-77 last night. 5 Fire players finished the game in double figures, but it would not be enough as Kayla Thornton's 19 points and the perimeter shooting for the Valkyries helped lift them to victory. The Fire are back in action on Friday as they host the Phoenix Mercury at 7 p.m. And finally, an NFL nugget for you if you missed it yesterday, as the Atlanta Falcons have extended wide receiver Drake London on a 4-year, $141 million deal. The deal is worth up to $150 million with incentives as London now becomes the third highest paid NFL wide receiver. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray.
Two down, one to go here. The firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of your day. After us, we'll toss it over to Duck Insider from 1 to 2. Then it's the happy hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3, and then prime time from 3 to 7. Isaac and Suk finishing up 13 hours of live, local, continuous, regional sports talk radio right here on the Fan Sports Network. Let's talk a little basketball. Maybe we'll get a little NFL a little later too today, as a new wide receiver is trying to reset the market. You're going to pay that guy how much? Curious your thoughts on it, being one of your boys. But game 1 tonight of the NBA Finals. Look, if there's anything we can tell you about how tonight is going to go, is that it will be watched by a lot of people tonight.
Yeah, no, I would be pretty stunned if you're not getting at least 20 million tonight.
I think so too, man. I think while I am very concerned about the actual quality of play in this NBA Finals, their games 1 and 3 should have 20 million views, no matter what.
Yeah,
they should.
Yeah.
Even if New York loses both these first 2 games, they go back to New York, not out of it, not up against the death. I mean, they'll need to win.
I mean, home team held home court.
Yeah, home team holds home court, and you're going back, and it's the Garden in the NBA Finals with Shamalama, Ben Stiller, Tracy Morgan, and Spike. Like, that's going to get eyeballs on TV. My concern, as tip is tonight at 5:30, my concern is that I don't have high hopes for the quality of play of these games.
You've said that about so many games, though. Like, at one point in time, like, there have been so many good games in these playoffs.
Have I said that about these playoffs?
Yeah, you've said. How many times have you said they're not gonna care? It's gonna be out. It's gonna be over. It's over. It's over. It's like the playoffs have been good.
I can be a little pessimistic at times. You are correct on that.
But I was like, what makes you think like that it's not gonna be good? Like we need to see this. This Knicks team did beat this Spurs team in the Cup.
They did.
There were stakes.
They did.
They do have the ability because of their 3-point shooting and because they have Cat. They do have a way not to really neutralize Wemby, but to make him make decisions.
Well, I think the benefit that Mike Brown and his staff has is that you have seen, what are we at, 4 teams now? 3 teams throw everything they can at Wemby to try to figure it out. And you saw some teams have success. You know, you've seen OKC show a little blueprint. Keep him out of the paint. Stretch him out. there are options to do that. If you want to take the Blazer approach, just have him slam his face on the ground. That also helps a lot as well. So I think that is something that Mike Brown does have to his benefit, that a lot of people have put in the work already for him. That's what made it so tough for Thiago. That's what made it really tough for Mark D in Oklahoma City, is they were evolving, and it felt like guys couldn't play catch up. It's like Mark D found one game where they were able to neutralize Wemby, and then it all fell apart afterwards.
Well, I mean, that's the Wemby factor, but it's also the Knicks really haven't played anybody that stresses them.
And that's my other big concern. Yeah. When the Knicks beat the Spurs in the NBA Cup final, was Dylan Harper this good?
No, it's insane. Like, where are those teams? Where were they
Wemby
then, and where are they now? No, you're right.
And I think the where they were then to where they are now gap for the Spurs is a cavern.
And the Spurs have,
compared to the Knicks.
The Spurs have two supercomputers, two of them, in Harper and Wemby.
The Spurs also went through an upstart feisty Blazer team with a guy who drives to the basket. Sounds like a Knicks team who's got a guy who drives to the basket. They also went up against an up-and-coming bona fide superstar and a Minnesota Timberwolves team who'd been in the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row, and they got through that. And then they took on the champs and honestly kind of made them look bad.
I mean, it went 7.
They killed Chet Holmgren.
Yeah,
they killed the guy.
I mean, Chet was non-existent, and SGA was made to look human.
He was. It wasn't until everything was on the line when SGA showed up again.
They took the MVP and they made him look human. And that's going to be the challenge here for Brunson. Everybody keeps talking about, well, Brunson. I'm just like, I like Jalen Brunson as a player. I think he's very good. If he is successful and efficient in this series, it will be one of the most incredible things I have seen in my lifetime. Because for a guy that lives in the paint, the choice that you're going to ask the Spurs to make is, does Wemby, who do they put him on? Because I would imagine they're going to start Brunson, Hart, Bridges, OG, Cat.
Oh yeah. They'll ride their guys. Brown's going to ride his 5.
And they're going to put Wemby on Hart. That's what they're going to do.
And I think they're going to put OG on Wemby.
Yes. And there's going to be a lot of cross matches. But can Hart Caruso this thing enough? Can he get
He's a better defender. He's a much better defender than Alex Caruso.
No, Caruso's a better defender.
Really?
Yeah, Caruso's a better defender. And Hart's a better player. Caruso's a better defender. Caruso's a phenomenal defender. And don't get me wrong, Josh is a really good defender.
Color me embarrassed.
No, I just think Josh is a very good defender, but as far as the what Caruso does, he's better at. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Hart is more versatile. That like Josh Hart is a 6'5" power forward.
That's a small guy to be a power forward. That tells me you do stuff well.
He's the best rebounding wing guard in the game. He is. Like he just gobbles up boards. He has got a Kevin Love, Dennis Rodman-esque ability to just grab every loose ball. It's IQ, it's feel, but it's also intensity and effort. Like he has those things.
Can the Knicks win the game tonight if Brunson doesn't have 30?
Yes, if you get a monster performance from Cat and Hart or
Bridges.
McHale. Yeah, like I Hart to me is the guy because they're going to put Wemby on Hart. Because they're not going to put Wemby on Bridges because Bridges has a little bit more trusted creation.
Might be too quick for him.
Yeah, but I mean, Josh is just such a wild card, man. Like he's one of my favorite players to ever cover, just as a dude. But his game is just so different. It's so unique. He really is a jack of all trades, master of none. He's a great rebounder. He's a capable 3-point shooter who's very streaky. He can put the ball down. He's a great screening guard and wing. He's a high effort, high intensity, high IQ, like rah, keep things going, high emotion guy, but doesn't get lost in the sauce. Do you know what I mean? He really is an X factor guy. And if he can have a game like Caruso did, have a 30-point game where he hits 6 threes, Josh is capable of that. But I've also seen Josh get scared to shoot threes. He did it here in Portland. He got not necessarily the yips, but he got in his own head. If he doesn't trust, because the Spurs are this is winning time. You want to know what guys think of you. I'm not talking coaches. You want to know what guys think of you? See how they treat you. Do they leave you? They say, You will know what the game plan is in game one by how you were treated. If they are blitzing and
in the first quarter,
if they are blitzing and trapping Jalen Brunson right out of the gate, they're saying anybody but you. If Wemby is leaving Josh Hart, they're saying we are going to live with you taking and making threes. Wemby's going to be in the paint, and the guy that stirs the drink in Jalen Brunson just isn't going to be allowed to operate.
And there's two concerns that I have going this. We'll take a break and come right back on it. And they are focused on Jalen Brunson and Victor Wembanyama. 503-864-6326 or over on the YouTubes. Your thoughts on Game 1 tip at 5:30. We'll stick in the NBA. 105.1 The Fan.
Join the fan.
Cut into a little NBA here in a momento, or NFL, excuse me, in a little momento. But a couple things I wanted to throw at you, Danny, about this game one tonight between San Antonio and the Knicks, and I'll start with Jalen Brunson. I feel for, and that's why I asked you, do they need Jalen Brunson to have 30 tonight? The reason I asked that question is because to me it feels like the Knicks need Jalen Brunson to be SGA, and he's not SGA, and I just watched the Spurs break down SGA. That's my concern. Jalen Brunson for that offense goes a little bit like SGA does for Oklahoma City. Different players, but the ask is very similar.
It is, and you're taking a look at it, and Jalen Brunson is the straw that stirs the drink. Like, you're not getting high volume creation out of guys outside of him, really. I mean, Brunson in the playoffs is averaging 27, 7, and 3. And he's shooting 49, 35, 84. Like, he's getting a fair amount of threes up. He's getting 6 a game up, which 35%, probably a little below what you want to see. So that tells you, well, it means he's scoring. He's getting to the paint. He's getting things done. You're like, okay, he's also getting 6 free throw attempts a game. Okay, that's pretty good. But when I tell you the Knicks, who do you think of creation? And then the thing is, it's probably going to surprise you who's actually been more responsible for their unlocking of their offense.
I would assume Bridges?
No.
I would probably assume it's Cat.
Is it Cat? Yeah, is it Karl Anthony?
Cat's averaging 6 assists a game.
That's nice.
They have put the ball in Cat's hands above the break and at the free throw line extended and let him be more of a facilitator. And Cat is, like, offensively,
because Cat is that big of a threat from downtown, he gets the ball in his hand and people are like, ooh.
And Cat can face you up. Like,
he can, he just doesn't.
He did get downhill in that Cleveland series where Jared Allen and Evan Mobley were both collapsing, and he was kicking out to Bridges.
I think that's another thing, Casey. You bring up a really good example of Cat being super high energy and physical and respect my authority kind of situation that he got. That's my biggest worry with him, is that if he doesn't have that, he's kind of out. Like, he's a very moody player.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean,
and if things aren't going his way by the third quarter tonight, he'll go MIA.
Cat has a couple issues over his career. He has some Jim Harden to him previously in his career where he has absolute duds. And I'm not talking like, he just didn't play well. It's horrendous.
Early on in Minnesota when Andrew Wiggins was there, he was a very piss-poor playoff performer.
Agreed.
I mean,
that's why he had to go. Minnesota was like, we're working on something here, and you, my friend. And the Knicks, to the Knicks' credit, they said the same thing about Julius Randle. They were like, you are not what's working for this team. You got to go. And Cat has worked there, and I would argue Julius Randle has worked in Minnesota. I think both those teams came out better for that trade. I never questioned Julius Randle's effort and energy, though.
No,
sometimes he doesn't have it. Yeah. Sometimes he doesn't have the shot's not falling.
Sure,
but that guy plays his ass off every game. I can't say that for Cat.
Even when he played with the worst Laker team that you could.
Yes, exactly. That Laker team was so bad, despite having Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram and Julius Randle trying to make something. He was their best player.
The interesting thing about Cat is in these playoffs. Do you know what he's averaging?
I'll bet you Cat is averaging 21 6 and 4, yeah.
17, 11, and 6.
17, 11 boards?
Cat's one of the best rebounders in the league. When you're talking about the best rebounders in the league, you're talking Klingon, you're talking Gobert, you're talking Jokic, you're talking Cat. Like those are
Wemby will be there in no time.
And Wemby, like that's probably those are probably your 5 best rebounders in the league.
I'd say put Jared Allen in there too.
I love Jared Allen.
He's up there, but he's not as high up there.
I love Jared Allen.
I love Jared too, but here's the terrible.
I want to hang out with Jared Allen.
He loves to build Legos.
Oh, dude, I'll get stoned and build Legos. Let's go, bro.
But I'm sorry, no, that's Miles Turner. My bad.
I'll hang out with Miles Turner too.
Well, he'll also talk about your hangout on podcasts.
That's all right, dude. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Here's the crazy thing about Cat. It's not that he's giving you 17, 11, and 6, which is good.
It's good.
But what he's giving you is 57% from the floor, 49% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line.
See, that 49 from 3 is just unbelievable.
It's efficiency. It's through the roof.
That's very high efficiency.
That's through the roof.
Now, my flip side, to put this little bugaboo in your ear, for the San Antonio Spurs is their superstars, Victor Wembanyama. Are we worried about fatigue with Vic yet?
Well, I mean, did you see the Jeremy Sohan comments?
I did. I did.
Sohan, he's the Benedict Arnold here.
It sounded a little sour grapes, but I thought he had an okay point.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong. Wemby is not going to give you 48 minutes of Nikola Jokic cyborg, just like somehow, some way drags his fat butt up and down the floor. It doesn't seem to be tired. Like,
no.
Jokic is such a freak in that regard. Like,
that went in?
Yeah, it's like his body is doing all of these things. It's all over the place, and somehow the ball goes in. You're just like, what? But he just somehow, he's the Terminator. He just, even when he's tired, he's not tired. You can see when Wemby's tired. And so, I'm summarizing here. Someone was like, he's 7'6", man. He's gonna get tired.
It takes a lot to move that body.
That's a lot of work to get that going up and down the court. And Wemby's a guy who will grab a rebound and ignite the break. And I'm not talking with an outlet pass.
Yeah, he's going.
He's putting the ball down and pushing. And guess what? He eats up space. But then he's also got to get back. And so it's gonna be really interesting to see what level or what speed the Knicks play at. Do they want to get in the half court? They may want to at times and try to grind things out, but also I don't think you want to play against a set defense with Steph Castle and Victor Wembanyama.
De'Aaron Fox as well.
And do they go out there and play small ball because the Knicks have been very good at that throughout the entire playoff series so far?
I think they can match him.
But every time that the Spurs have seen the small ball, that's when they put on the gas.
There's also a little bit in terms of fatigue that I have that my concern with Wemby is also emotionally. Okay, I have this quote in front of me after they won Game 7. Vic says, I saw Pop right away when we landed, and the emotion was really something I haven't felt in a while. Coming back from this is a challenge, and it's not done yet. We still need to really come back down to earth and realize that we haven't done the hardest yet. The job isn't done at all. And if you saw his reactions and his emotions after they beat OKC to get to the finals, he looked like he had just won the finals.
Well,
and that I don't want to sound like the guy that's second guessing Victor Wembanyama. I don't want to be on that side of history.
But you are.
I'm just worried about the level of emotion along with the level of minutes, along with the level of ask, will tire him at 22, and he's not quite there yet.
This is a 22-year-old playing in his first NBA Finals in MSG.
And he's been to a Game 7, and he had everybody in the 2 series before Oklahoma City, had everybody throwing rocks at him the best they could. He had his face on the floor against the Blazers, and he had Rudy Gobert against the Timberwolves.
I don't think
he's been through a lot, man. He's been through a lot.
I don't think you've seen the best from him still.
I hope so. I'm okay if Wemby wants to be the craziest, freakiest athlete of all time. I don't care. I'm here for it. I want to see greatness.
So
I just worry about this year.
I don't. He's just different. And I want to go back to the Cat thing because I was looking this up because I got the second spectrum data on Cat. Kind of going to that 17, 11, and 6, right? It's not just his efficiency that's been great as far as his shooting percentages and his true shooting effective free throw, everything's kind of through the roof. He's that good of a shooter. But this is what the Knicks have done different. Okay, so there's 67 players in the playoffs that have had at least 40 drives. I just put a filter on this just to kind of get some of the noise out of it. The points per direct drive, these are your leaders in the playoffs. Austin Reeves, Anthony Edwards, Peyton Pritchard, Devin Vassell, Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay.
Cat is averaging 1.21 points per drive. That's 121 points per 100 possessions. That is an elite output. To put it in perspective, Victor Wembanyama has 5 more drives. He's directly behind him in points per direct drive.
I didn't realize you love Cat as much as you do.
I don't.
It's just the metrics tell you.
No. Cat's offensive ability has always been elite. It's his defense that's been problematic and his mentality. I don't question, like the guys that are on this list, like that have like higher volumes, like again, Wemby, Jokic, Brunson, Mitchell, SGA. Like, you just got to go down the list like, yeah, no, I get that. It seems like Cat is maybe figuring it out.
I would hope so, because it's been the biggest knock on him in his entire career is that you can't trust him.
For me, the biggest wild card in this series is Josh Hart. The most important player for the Knicks is not Brunson. It's Cat.
It's Cat. I agree with that, because to my point about Brunson, I think it's easy to say that he needs to be SGA for them to win this. The problem is I just saw the Spurs shut down SGA, and he's better than Brunson.
And what did the
in all facets?
What did the Thunder not have in that series?
They didn't have a shooting big man that could stretch the floor.
Well, they did.
They did.
He didn't
just
show up.
Didn't show up. Correct.
And that to me is that Cat is the single most volatile, important player in this series.
What's going to be insanely fascinating is if Cat has a series like Chet. I don't see it.
I don't see it because he's
too much of a shooter.
Not only that, he's 10 times the offensive player that Chet is.
I agree with that.
But if he disappears, they're going to get rolled.
And that's something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe our revisionist history was a little too hard on Chet if Cat disappears too.
I don't think that's the case because I don't see him having that poor of an impact.
I agree
But also,
with you.
I would go it from the other side of it. Wemby's that good.
Exactly. That's what I mean. We'd have to probably pull off Chet a little bit and realize that Wemby is that good.
But also, you can't have 4 points and 4 boards.
You also can't have no shots in the fourth quarter or the second half of game 7.
Yeah, 2 shots ain't going to do it.
4 points.
Yeah.
He's also 50% from the line.
Yeah.
He missed 4.
Yeah, you can't. And again, I don't expect Cat to S the bed like that.
Look at me. I tried to stick up for Chet and I lasted 15 seconds.
Yeah. It can't be Cat in the litter box.
No, it can't.
He's got to be Alley Cat.
He's got to be Alley Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And when he is Alley Cat, to Casey's point earlier against Cleveland, that's fun Cat. Because I live in the world where he frustrates the ever-loving hell out of me.
Well, there's a reason why he's, getting moved around.
Yeah. And if the Knicks don't win the finals this year, which I don't think they will, that's going to be the thing. Well, Cat's the only piece we can move because we don't want to lose Bridges. We don't want to lose OG. We don't want to lose Brunson. He's the one that's got to go.
And it becomes like all of a sudden you don't have a Cat problem, you don't have a Chet problem. Everybody just has a Wemby problem.
Everybody just has a Wemby problem, but they're going to blame it on Cat and Chet. And then I got to hear all offseason that the Blazers are going to go get Karl Anthony Towns, and I'm going to swallow shotgun. Because that's what's going to happen to me if I have to listen to that conversation.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to
I'm not going to have fun with that, Danny.
Nope.
I don't even want to joke about it. I made jokes about Zach LaVine and DeMontis Sabonis. I'm fine making those jokes. I'm not here to joke about Karl Anthony Towns in a Blazer uniform.
Nope, I'm good.
I'm kosher on that.
Yeah, I don't.
I hope you have a great series. Hell, man. I hope you get yourself a title and change history's outlook on you.
Yeah.
I'm good on Cat.
Look, we love a redemption story more than anything else. And so far, has Cat been the most prolific guy we've ever seen? No. But has he been really good and hyper efficient and unlocked something in the Knicks that have allowed them to go on this run? Abso-friggin-lutely.
It's the same way at Kentucky.
If Cat was a Blazer,
Kentucky
what number would he wear?
What is he, 0?
32.
32?
23.
Yeah, he can't wear 32, right?
He ain't wearing that. He's wearing 34 or 23.
34 is my lucky number. Maybe I'm a Cat guy. I can't root for the Knicks, though, amigo.
Yeah, no, Sprague was like, how can you root for the Spurs? I'm like,
oh, I understand.
I don't root for New York teams.
Well, I think there's twofold in it. Let's take a break. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the rooting interest because I think there's different sides to this whole thing when it comes to rooting for Knicks or the Spurs. Text your thoughts in 503-864-6326 or jump in on the YouTubes. Who are you rooting for? Or more importantly, who are you rooting against? That's lowercase with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by 808 Hawaiian Restaurant. Mixed plates like Grandma used to make if your grandma were from the Big Island. Woodstock, Burnside, Beaverton, or online at ate-oh-ate.com. First on the Fan, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight as the New York Knicks will take on the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. Spurs come into tonight's contest as 4.5-point betting favorites and minus 185 series favorites, as you can catch all of tonight's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 4:30. Over to the NHL as the Vegas Golden Knights took Game 1 of the Stanley's Cup Final as they defeated Tom Dundon's Carolina Hurricanes 5-4. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. as Vegas and Carolina clash once again in Raleigh. Your Portland Fire fell to the Golden State Valkyries 95-77 last night. Five Fire players finished the game in double figures, but it would not be enough as Kayla Thornton's 19 points and the perimeter shooting for the Valkyries lifted them to victory. Fire are back in action on Friday as they host the Phoenix Mercury at 7 p.m. And finally, an NFL nugget for you if you missed it yesterday, as the Atlanta Falcons have extended wide receiver Drake London on a 4-year, $141 million deal. The deal is worth up to $150 million with incentives, as London becomes the NFL's third highest paid receiver. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
On the text line here, 503-864-6326, or over on the YouTubes. A lot of these are kind of echoing what I was going to bring up to you, Danny, as we asked the question, who are you rooting for? But more importantly, who are you rooting against? It's a lot of anti-Spurs, and I'm not surprised by that. And I'll read some of these thoughts here for you. I'm rooting against the Spurs, partly because I'm tired of Spurs having generational talent. I don't necessarily want the Knicks to win, but I definitely don't want the Spurs to win. Mostly I want Portland to win, so I don't really care once they're eliminated from contention. This other texter, I'm rooting for the Spurs purely because I'd rather the Blazers lose to a championship team than wonder what we could have beaten the Spurs and what that trajectory looks like. I am rooting for my IPAs to make me forget it, because if I hear another built not bought from a Spurs fan, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah,
that's why people are anti the Spurs in this, Danny. See, you love Wemby, Okay? And you always say, if the Blazers aren't in it, you're rooting for players you enjoy.
Yep.
You were probably rooting for Indiana last year because you like Hallie. I think Blazer fans. Okay,
And
I'm going to take a shot at Blazer fans. I'm going to do it. I think Blazer fans are so worried that if the Spurs win this title, the inevitability of that guy being in your way to win a title makes the window to win a title that much harder.
It doesn't matter if he wins it or not. That's going to be there.
And I think you can gaslight yourself a little bit into saying, well, they didn't win, so there's a chance.
He's still there.
Understood.
And I think my favorite one that I've seen from Blazers fans is like, well, durability. You got to worry about durability. He's already had injuries. I'm like, no, he hasn't. He had a blood clot, and somebody sucker punched him in the rib, and he had a dislocated rib. The guy hasn't had injuries.
I think that's what a lot of it is. It's just the fear of the inevitability that if you can see them lose, you can convince yourself into the fact they're winning. Now, I'm the exact opposite of this. I grew up a Pacer fan. I hate the Knicks. I will never, ever in my entire life root for the Knicks. So I'm different. I don't count on this. Do I agree? Built, not bought. Yeah, dude, that stuff is super annoying. The fact that you've had 5, 6 top 5 picks of all time, and it's David Robinson and Tim Duncan and Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, that S pisses me off. At the same time, unless we think this thing is truly rigged, it's just good fortune.
It is.
And I like Steph Castle. I like Dylan Harper.
I have always subscribed, I've said this multiple times as far as if you have the opportunity to see generational talents, truly generational talents, go. I want to see the best to ever do it to be the best to ever do it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I've never been anti-LeBron.
I've never been anti-LeBron.
I've never been anti-Shaq. I've never been anti-Jordan.
You're anti-Kobe.
He's not the best to ever do it.
I'm never anti-LeBron, but does LeBron do things that are cringy that I don't like? Totally.
But I don't.
Do I think it's weird that he sticks up for all social justice issues except for what's going on in Hong Kong? Yes, I do think that's weird.
I don't care.
But he's great.
I just wanted I was never anti-Steph. I was anti-Warriors.
Oh, I think most people that are anti-Warriors would say the same. Mm-hmm. I know some people got mad about the mouth guard and all that kind of stuff, but that was a little more in the moment.
I was never.
Everybody hated Draymond and KD.
I never hated KD and I never hated Draymond. I love to see great players be great. For a point in time, Draymond Green was the best defensive player in the league.
Sure.
Steph Curry is the best shooter to ever play the game. Mm-hmm. Victor Wembanyama has a chance to be the most disruptive player to ever play the game of basketball. I think, for my money right now, Victor Wembanyama is the best defensive player the league has ever seen. Ever. And I'm talking, go back to Wilt. I don't care. I've never seen a guy cause the best players in any sport to crap their pants more than that dude does. And I just want to watch it. I want to sit there and go, that's it. I want to sit there and watch Michael Phelps slap his back, eat 25,000 calories, and kick everyone's ass in the pool.
Yeah, even Tom's in the end in Tampa Bay. You were like, is this guy really going to do this? Sure, you got annoyed with Tom, but
I want to see.
It's like if Mahomes goes back to a Super Bowl this year, you're like, is this guy in another one? Yes, it gets nauseating, and yes, his wife and his brother.
I hate the Chiefs, but I don't hate Mahomes.
I don't think you can hate Mahomes. I don't hate Andy Reid either.
I want to watch Usain Bolt look over his shoulder and laugh.
And miss the world record because he's smiling at everybody that he's dominating.
I want to see dominance dominate. And I hate New York sports teams. I don't, not even New York, Northeast sports teams.
Well, that Boston market can.
I despise Boston.
That Boston market can jump.
I hate the Patriots. I hate the Yankees.
I have no reason. I have no reason to hate the New England Revolution, but I hate them.
I hate
We just had Taylor on, who played most of his career there. Sorry, bud. I can't do it.
Philly, I can get behind a couple Philly teams.
Yuck.
Pittsburgh, I can get behind a couple Pittsburgh teams. But for the most part, I hate new Northeast sports teams. I just don't like.
New York doesn't bother me as much as it does.
I had Sports Center on this morning, and it was like an hour straight of nothing but Knicks garbage. And I'm just like, look, you want to call it I hate the left coast or the East Coast? Yeah, I do. I get tired of it.
West is the best. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
It's just like, I'm always like, it's the least coast to me. I just sit so sick and tired of it. And it's just like, anything to shut them up, I'm all for every single time. And I love OG. I love Josh. I love Mikhail. Those are three guys I wanted the Blazers to go get, and one of them they did. Those
Wrong
are guys,
time.
It was just, things
Wrong
just
time.
we're working out then. Like, those are 3 guys that I actively, you can go through all the receipts. Those are 3 guys that I've wanted on this team for years.
I don't hate New York sports. I got no issue. The Knicks specifically, I don't like.
Because the Pacers.
Yeah, I just grew up with Reggie.
And the thing is, I'm not actively rooting for the Spurs. I'm rooting for Wemby.
I think I'm rooting against mainstream media. Therefore, I'm rooting for the Spurs.
It's been interesting.
I don't know if I can handle the Knicks winning a title. I don't know if I can handle Stephen A. Smith running for president because he feels like his luck has changed.
I have seen,
despite being a Philly guy,
the
loser.
The narratives start to come together from a couple national sites of something that I have talked about for a year. Victor Wembanyama being the first non-American born face of the NBA. I want to see it. I want to see this game become a truly globalized game, where it's the best of the best, and it stop pretending that he's like when people were talking about who's the best defender in the NBA and Wemby got 41% of the vote. Stop it.
Chet Holmgren, dude.
Stop it.
First team.
Stop. Just put everything to the side. He is that guy.
I can get behind this thought. Kind of rooting for San Antonio because maybe it pushes New York into the line of thinking that they are one Giannis away from beating San Antonio.
Well, why?
Because I think this texter probably doesn't want Giannis in Portland.
I mean, that's fine, but I don't think the Knicks have anything to offer that makes sense.
Well, they could go get, Tyler Hero and Khalil Ware.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I saw a long thing on that this morning, too. That was like, cool. So it's Giannis and Bam. That's what you got.
That's what we talked about yesterday.
I might rather stay in Milwaukee.
I mean, no income tax and you're in Miami. If that's what you want, go for it. But I have a hard time seeing that. I saw Jake Fisher said, I think Miami's in the driver's seat. I'm like, I saw some Miami fan account, I think is what it was like, I mean, we can beat anybody's offers. Look at the picks we can offer. I'm just like, huh? What?
This last one I'll read. Who am I rooting for in the finals? As a homegrown Piston fan, I felt a brotherhood with the Spurs even after the Pistons lost to the Spurs in the finals in 2005. But looking at how good and young they are pisses me off, so go Knicks. I think it's a lot of Blazer fandom that have come into this. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you are going to stare. The Blazers hopefully have a window opening up to win a title, okay? And you are now staring at a man for most likely 15 years could prevent you from winning one. I think there's a lot of fear involved in that.
Well, it doesn't matter if he's in the East or the West.
That's true.
If he's inevitable, he's what?
Inevitable.
Okay. LeBron James went to what, 9 straight?
9 straight, and he only won 3 of them? 4 of them?
4, yeah. Look, remember, the argument I keep bringing up. We were supposed to have Kobe versus LeBron for years. Never got it once.
Never got it. So sad.
Wemby's first opportunity to do it, and guess what? He's there.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way. The Fan Sports Network.
It's time for Easy Play, brought to you by Home Z, making home improvement easy.
Right-hander deals it. Tall, grounder, right side. Jackson has it, goes to the bag. The Ducks are the Eugene Regional Champions. Oregon to the Super Regionals with a 4-1 win over Oregon State.
That's Joey Mack, heard right here on the Fan Sports Network as Oregon has punched their ticket into the regionals. They'll take on Texas. That's on 9-10, our sister station, 4:45 first pitch on Saturday. We'll see if the Duckies can keep that thing rolling against Texas. This Easy Play brought to you by Home Z. Use Home Z's online calculator to estimate your project instantly. Make it easy. Call Home Z. That's HOMZE. HomeZ.com.
We just finished our roof.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Coming up on the program tomorrow, it's a 10 Toes Down Thursday. Always have a lot of fun with that. We'll react to Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Some little things here and there. Danny, you said you wanted to get in some mock drafts for the NBA. Talk a little Cam Boozer on the rise.
There's stuff moving around. Ade Mara's definitely starting to rise up some boards. Apparently, the dominance of a 7'6" Frenchman, maybe adding a guy who's I think 7'4" barefoot is probably not a terrible idea to add to your roster.
Oh, who's 7'4"?
Ade Mara.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Mara's huge.
I wonder who the Blazers are going to take.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
Sorry, that was being mean. I was being mean about that. I shouldn't have done that.
I mean,
I apologize.
I don't care.
I know you don't. What else do we got to get to here? Well, Brandon Ayuk has a warrant out for his arrest. No shock there. I don't think we really need to figure anything of that out, right? Weird. Brandon Ayuk posts a video of him speeding. Now they want to bust him for speeding.
I do not get the stupidity of people who film crimes.
It's pretty funny.
I don't understand it. Like the whole idea of like the number of dumb kids who
look at me stealing these candy bars.
That chick that crashed the car into the wall personally and got jail. Like when they got her phone, the number like she filmed herself like smoking in a bong in her closet like every single morning. And I'm just like in high school, and I'm just sitting there just going, why do you film this stuff? Why do you leave evidence of your douchebaggery? I don't understand it.
Go back and revisit the glory days? That's all I can think about.
The number of times that like your own cell phone is your undoing. It's like, what do not film this.
Looks like Mitchell Robinson will be available tonight for Game 1. That provides a little bit of depth for the Knicks, so they're definitely going to need that.
Yeah, I do love how the Knicks have been like, we're not going to talk about his injury because he punched a wall.
Oh, he got mad and punched a wall?
He got the puncher's fracture in his finger.
Dude.
He showed up without the brace on because, you can't do that.
Yeah, you don't want to let everybody know.
Well, no, everybody knows. They made the announcement that I think it was his the fracture on the bottom of the hand that you get when you punch something, otherwise known as the Amari Stoudemire. So
I had a buddy in high school or senior year. He was a pitcher, and he got lit one day, okay? Not like drunk, but he got like hit, and not physically. Sorry, I'm being a jerk. He got lit on the mound, and he went back into the dugout, and he punched the wall with both fists. Broken hands. Done for the year.
Both
of them.
That's how I started playing lacrosse.
Boom, boom.
I didn't punch a wall. I broke my I broke my wrist snowboarding.
Yeah, he just went. He was so mad. He went, boom, boom. 2 casts.
Nice. I had a buddy in middle school. Here's something crazy. 7th grade could dunk.
Oh, hey.
Bouncy. He dunked and he hung on the rim and his legs swung forward. Both hands back behind him. Broke both wrists.
That guy now has kids that are the same age as my kids and they go to the same school together. Dude, you want to talk about a mind F. People I grew up with got kids that go to school with my kids.
Oh, you think that's great? I got friends who have kids in college. College.
One of my kids goes to Wazoo and I have to go back there to visit. Dude, that's going to be crazy.
They're not going to tell you. They're going to tell you can't come within 500 yards.
What can you tell me? What can you tell me about the media personality in Indiana who had their press privileges revoked?
Yeah, Scott Agnes was on the Caitlin Clark stuff and about her basically being load managed, and they didn't like the way that he handled it. But from all accounts and everybody that I've talked to is like he just did his job and they didn't like it and they revoked it.
And they are load managing Caitlin
Clark.
Yeah,
I mean that's what's happening. You can't come to any other conclusion other than that. And I have long held this belief that the WNBA wants to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be the big league, but they don't. They want to protect it over here. It's like the number of times I've seen a reporter, write something that was, quote unquote, critical of a player. It's either sexist or misogynist. It's this, it's that, it's the other. It's like, this is the price to play with the big boys, guys, is that not all of your press is going to be good.
I would put Caitlin out there every damn night. I'm trying to sell tickets and T-shirts, bro.
Well, the Fever got hit with a fine because for not obeying the league's availability policy, as far as not necessarily her playing, but like when they reported that she was going to be out. So it's just like, you did the thing. Don't be mad because you got caught. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't make any sense why it's like that.
Yeah, I guess I just take the approach of like, you have an asset that is unlike any asset we have ever seen.
It prints money.
Why are we keeping that asset away from things?
Well, I get it. She's been dealing with a back issue. Like,
okay, so then
just
own
say
that.
it.
Yeah, just say that. She's got a back problem. It's kind of like Denny when he had his back. It's like he might play tonight, he might not. We'll find out an hour before tip.
And then just be honest about it. Like I was in the pregame press conference every single home game going, "Hey, how's Denny going?" He's a game time decision. We'll know probably in about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
that's the deal.
And you just roll with it because, like I said, you have
to obfuscate. You have a responsibility.
You have an asset unlike any asset we have ever seen in that sport.
But yeah, it's from all that I've seen, all that I've read, all that I've heard. It's cowardice from the Indiana Fever.
Well, closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit LeskinLaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation, peace treaties, not war plans. Enjoy basketball tonight. Hell of a hockey game last night. We didn't even get into that.
Yeah, 9-goal game.
Enjoy the NBA Finals tonight. Have fun out there. I'm going to go play on my new piano. That'll do it for us. For Danny Marang, that's Casey Smith, and I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.